I'm starting, and we are live.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, we're live. Okay.
Yeah. All right,
Wonderful.
guys. So I'd like to thank our sponsor for this stream,
All right,
Infowars.
I'm
I'm
back.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Did you hear about how the Onion bought out Infowars?
Yeah, I heard.
Crazy.
It's funny.
You're funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
What are we talking about?
let's just jump into it. Oh wait, that's Philip Franco. My bad. I mean, let's get right to it.
All right. Let's get started. Okay. Let's just dive right in. So, um the general theme for today is just going to be video games, right? So, let's get started with the first question. What is the first video game you ever played? That's a
I
tough one.
I
Um,
kind of don't remember.
Yeah, think
how
about it for a second.
about how about earliest memory of a game I watched?
Yeah. Yeah.
Earliest I remember watching is what was it called? What was it out? Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. It's pretty much classic RPG. You get the seven things from all the bosses and you fight the final bad guy. This is a good
Mhm.
game, but I can't really commentate much on it. It's just a regular JRPG with Mario
Yeah.
on it. It's like a Mario skin. They also recently had like a remake for it.
This is the
I would
first
recommend
game.
it, but
This is the first game I remember playing.
Rock.
Rock.
Turok on the N64. That game to me as a kid
Damn.
was terrifying because you
What's
couldn't.
it about? It was like a dinosaur.
Yeah, you hunt dinosaurs, but like it's foggy all the time, and dinosaurs can just like get you from the mist.
Yeah.
So as a kid, that
Yeah,
was just terrifying.
that'll do it. Yeah, for sure.
N64. You had an N64?
Yeah, I did.
Damn.
That's cool. I did not.
Yeah, what do you call
This
it?
day,
I got it in Michigan. We went to actually no, in my uncle's garage. He just had one. Like he didn't remember where he got it, but he had it. It was like an emerald green N64. We left it over there, and like I never saw it again. But it was cool. We had it for like that whole summer.
Nice.
I can never tell the difference between an N64 and a SNES. To me, they're almost the same thing.
Well,
But
no, the
I
N64
know they're
looks a little bit
different.
different.
Especially the controller, but looks like as a kid, I don't even remember seeing the console. I just remember playing the game because my little brain couldn't understand. Hey, this box here lets you play the game. I was just a stupid kid. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No. I never had like a N64, SNES, or any of that. My first console, cause like those were like kind of past, like uh, just they were like kind of just before our generation, right?
Hmm.
I think. Um, I had my first system was the Game Boy. My parents bought me a Game Boy.
Hmm.
I still remember this distinctly. We went to like multiple different stores in Fordham, and every single store had a pink Game Boy. Nobody had any other color. So eventually, I just bit the bullet, and I just bought the pink one. But as a kid, I didn't know what were the good games, right? I could have gotten so many good games, like the Pokemon, Zelda, fucking anything. But I
I
got
don't
this
think
like,
anyone knew as a kid
yeah,
like what
I
game
got
was
this
good.
garbage ass Superman game that was just horrible. It was really bad. I don't remember what it's called, but basically you're just Superman flying around like shooting beams. It was bad. Yeah,
Imagine that you're a kid. You're like you hear so much about video games, and you play like your first one, Superman. And you're like, yo, wait, this sucks. What am I doing?
yeah. Unfortunate, but it is. But I did make up for it when I got a DS.
Mm.
I got platinum. Just
Holy shit! It's hitting me now that it jumped from Game Boy / Game Boy Advance to the DS.
Well, I mean,
It feels like eras apart.
there was like the
yeah,
DS, and then the DS Lite was like the DS that I got. Cause like the original
yeah.
DS was just so full of like bugs and stuff.
I got the original, and I don't have it anymore because that thing. You know how you would flip it open?
Yeah,
Yeah, the hinge
Yeah.
just snapped off.
yeah, they
Exactly.
would like disintegrate
Yeah.
in your hands.
Yeah.
Good
That's how mine
memories
broke
though.
as well.
Mine was like scratched up to hell. Do you guys still have yours?
No, no. Our Game
No.
Boy is our DS like light is long gone.
Yeah.
My DS is long gone, but my Game Boy still works. I still have it.
Oh yeah, we still have our Game Boy too. It's in my brother's room.
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, it's kind
I
of
used
funny.
to have the teal Game Boy, and I have no idea where it is. And I remember the games that we played were like Tetris and some
Yeah.
Scooby Doo shovelware game. I don't remember any other Game Boy game that we owned.
You know what's funny? On my Game Boy, it was the Game Boy SP, right? And so it's like the flip one. And so
Ah, yeah.
when I would tell people, like, 'cause I would lose it sometimes, and I would tell people like, "Oh, it has a Luigi sticker on it, right?" But they wouldn't find anything with Luigi sticker, and they found one, and they're like, "Yo, you said it has a Luigi sticker," and I was like, "It does. That's Luigi, but from Cars, like the little yellow
What?
Luigi. You know the little car Luigi from Cars."
I remember this
Yeah,
now.
I
I
think I
think
know
you
what you're
bought it
talking
in high
about.
school once.
Yeah, just a big sticker of Luigi from Cars.
Did you not tell them it was from Cars?
No, I just knew it was a Luigi sticker.
Why?
I,
I don't know. It's
I,
funny.
it is funny. Oh man.
I'll pull up a picture of Luigi.
Oof.
Luigi Cars. Yellow Man.
All right.
The first
You
game I
see it?
beat. Oh, you're looking for
No, no,
Luigi.
go. Go ahead.
Oh, the first game I ever beat though was Super Mario 64. That's the first game I
Yeah,
fully
yeah,
cleared.
Did you ever get
yeah.
like almost all the stars? I think I ended up at like
No,
100, and then that was it. Because there's no like guides back then.
yeah, I never got close because like, man, that star's impossible. They just put that star there for show. You're not supposed to get it, you know. So like, I just gave up.
Yo, that's the thing. Since there wasn't guides back, especially when like I was playing just as a kid, like on the Game Boy. There
Mm.
was like I remember playing on the Game Boy, Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts,
Oh yeah,
and
Uh,
I could not beat that shit. As a kid, I couldn't beat it. It was hard. Like eventually, I reached like a decent point to the game where I just couldn't keep like going.
hmm.
Unfortunately.
I think I got stuck in that game on. I don't remember the dude. The dude does like a scrotum, the ghost.
Huh?
I don't know his name. You know the big sack with like
The big
pitch
stack.
black eyes and
I
mouth.
think yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah,
I got stuck
yeah.
on that level, and I
I
think there
remember.
was also one point where you go on a whale, you get like freaking bored, and I'm like, what the hell? And I just quit. But
Yeah.
Oh,
you
is
know,
that
like Woody,
the Pinocchio one, right? Like the whale.
yeah,
I
I think
remember
it's
the whale.
like
Yeah.
you have to get blown out for some reason or somehow. I don't remember how.
I think I beat the whale level, but I think I got to like I think it was Sephiroth. It was one of the bad guys, and he beat
Why is
my.
Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts? I thought he was like a Final Fantasy guy.
Yeah,
Oh
him and
yeah,
Cloud move over through the like. I mean, Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts like they run pretty like similar because like a lot of characters from Final Fantasy are in Kingdom Hearts like Cloud, Sephiroth, Leon, Sid, like all these characters. They're just always there.
Who's Leon?
yeah.
I thought it was you said Leon. And I thought of Resident Evil Leon.
No,
I'm like,
not
why is
Leon,
he
not
there?
Leon Kennedy, Leon Squall.
Leon the gun. Who?
Yeah, Leon Squall from Final Fantasy 8 or Squall Leon Hart.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see.
All right.
I don't know this guy.
Yeah, let's move on. We have a lot of questions to get through. So
I have a
um,
question.
yeah, go for
Have you
it.
guys ever been scared by video games where you stop playing it? Because that happened to me a few times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Turok.
Oh yeah.
I spawned in. I
Another
was like,
time.
this is too scary. I was already walking through the mist, and I was like, I can't do this. My heart can't take this.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you remember how old you were?
I couldn't have been more than like 5 or 6.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I mean that makes sense.
Apparently, it's
Um,
very difficult of a game and tedious platforming.
well, yeah.
I think
I
it's been remastered. Sorry, I think it's been remastered. It's also if
Turok.
you have Nintendo Switch Online. Yeah, if you have Nintendo Switch Online, it's free to play.
I'm good. I'll pass upon Turok.
You don't want to beat up your childhood trauma.
No, I'll be fine.
All right. Do you have any other times that you've been scared by a game?
Yeah. I don't remember how old I was, but I was definitely older than 5. I think I was like
5 and 2 months.
I was definitely older. I think it was Uncharted 1.
Why are you playing
Yeah.
Uncharted at age 6?
No, not this is much later.
I thought you
Not
said like
necessarily
above
scared.
5.
Like I could play through it. Literally the end portion is when these like it turns into a horror game, and there's just these like zombie like fucking weird ass shits that just jump scare you around every corner. And I was like, yeah,
I
fuck
hate
this.
jump
I don't need
scares.
to play this.
Yeah.
I mean I got pretty far, but I died like a couple times, and I was like, I knew the ending of the game already, and it was like I was pretty much finished. So I didn't feel the because like I'm not a fan of like just horror games. I mean, I understand why people play them, but I'm just not a fan personally, and I just stopped playing. So
Yeah. I could pass up on horror games. I'm not really too big on that.
I think
yeah,
they're good when it's like situational horror or like psychological, but when it's just like, yeah, be scared
yeah,
now,
it's
it's
just
like,
jump
why would
scares.
I? Yeah, it's just loud audio.
I think
Yeah,
Uh,
Dead Space did it really well because like there's a lot of eerie, quiet moments. There's a lot of jump scares, and like they make it so it's actually like really scary when it actually happens because it
I
makes you feel
played
like really weak in that game.
I played Dead Space on the Wii. Unfortunately, it had like the freaking gun attachment, but I remember playing it, and whenever you would die, it'd be like really, really gruesome.
Yeah.
mm,
It was just
yeah,
crazy. I don't know, because like you would imagine like, oh, this shit's happening to you. Also,
Oh,
like when I was a kid, Left 4 Dead 2, the hunter, literally just hopping on you and then ripping your guts out. That shit's crazy.
I remember what actually scared me like a lot because when I was a kid, like not everyone in my family had consoles, right? So like some relatives would come over to my house to like play on the console, and so
yeah,
we had Gears of War 1, and Gears of War like it's scary if you're a kid already because like the enemies are terrifying to look at. But there's one
yeah,
enemy called the what are they called? They're like these giant metal oh, berserker. There we go. The berserkers like they'd be these loud like screaming enemies. If they touch you, you die, and they would just like shriek. And like they're one of the only enemies where they're like, okay, you gotta like guide him to a door, and you gotta make him break out of the door so you can hit them with sunlight to kill them. And it
yeah,
was just terrifying being in an enclosed space, right, with this giant
yeah,
screaming metal monster.
And you
yeah,
can't kill it by normal means. I think that
Yeah,
that's like a good use of horror.
especially to a kid. Like the first time you hear it scream, like it's so scary.
You're not editing this, right?
No, no, no.
I would say like just throw up a picture of it in like the audio clip, but I'm looking at it. It looks like Tank mixed with like Bigfoot. The Tank
Yeah,
from Left 4 Dead.
you have to fight those like 3 times in the game. That shit is so scary.
yeah. Um, if we do post production, we'll throw it up.
Yeah,
We won't,
Probably not. That's a lot
but
of work.
maybe.
But it'd be good for practice.
I have to find the
Um,
timestamp and then edit it there.
Is there a way to like scream or something so we can tell?
no, no, no. You just have to watch the video back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch the whole
All
thing
right.
back. All right. Anyways, all right. Let's jump to the next question. This one, feel free if you wanna take some time to think about it. What's your all-time favorite game and why?
For me, it's definitely not RuneScape. It's like I like RuneScape, but I
Yeah,
feel like I'm playing it more out of habit than anything. I gotta think for a bit.
I think in
Mhm.
terms of games that I put like the most hours into, it's probably Diablo 3. But I wouldn't say Diablo 3 is my favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
I'd have to think it over for
I
a
feel like
bit.
these days we're playing out of routine or obligation through like dailies and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to thinking.
It's
All
really
right.
hard, right? Because there's so many genres for
Yeah.
video games. Like
Yeah,
Exactly.
I could give you
That's
like
and
my
you
favorite
can't pull up
fighting
your
game. Yeah.
list.
I give you my favorite fighting game, my favorite FPS, and all that. But like just putting everything into like one like game that I think is better than all my others, or more like I like more than every other. It's just hard to do.
Mhm.
I would rather give like top 3 games that influenced me versus like my greatest of all time because I don't think there is a greatest of all time. It's
That's
very
fair.
hard to uh
Um, Yeah, go for it. If you want to mention like two, three games, do you want me to start? If you guys want to think about it a little more.
Yeah, go
Are we
ahead.
talking about specific games or brands? By the not brands, series.
You can choose series. I mean, series I guess kind of count as like one. You know.
All right, Ratatouille on the GameCube. No, go ahead.
All right. For me, um, this game I'd say pretty solidly is up there. Like I said, like you guys are mentioning, it's a little tough, you know, because there's like a lot of genres and a lot of games that like I really like, but it definitely is like, you know, that top three kind of deal. Um, is Elder Scrolls for me, Skyrim in particular.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Um, because it when it released, I immediately knew because like this was a long time ago. This is not when like you know I had like a Steam account with like hundreds of games that I'm never gonna play, right?
This is
Yeah.
This was
middle
like
school.
my parents would buy me a game like once a year, like once a couple months, you know, in a blue moon when
Hmm.
I can
These
get
are
them
good
into
times.
like a GameStop, right? Um, so when I saw it, I knew I wanted to play it, and like after release, I think it released in 2011, right? Because I
Yeah.
remember the release date, 11 11 11, right? Um, so how old was I? I might
That's
date
seventh
myself here,
grade.
but
That's like 11.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it
No, you were like
was like
13 because well, you were 98,
yeah,
so
yeah, 12, 13. So yeah, I was 13. I was 13. So yeah, pretty young. And I think I got it when I was like 14, right? 13, 14.
mm,
And I played that game so much and I love it. I love it. Like if you gave me that game right now, I could like play it endlessly.
hmm,
Still, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um that's why for me cuz like just because it's endless replayability as well as I had a really hard time, but then I was like, huh, which game do I enjoy the most playing? And I'd be like Skyrim. I could play that game like forever, almost. I feel like so. It, for me, it would be Skyrim.
I have a question. What makes
Yeah.
Skyrim replayable? Because I've tried it like twice, maybe three times. I mean, I got
Mhm.
stuck on one quest because I'm a dumbass, but I still don't see the appeal. I get that you like walk around this big open area and you fight stuff,
Mhm.
but the
Here's the
combat
thing.
to me, yeah,
Skyrim is like one of those games where there's so many different ways to play because there's so many builds, there's so many weapons, you know, like there's different factions and stuff, and like it's just such an
yeah,
open big sandbox, right? You can become an assassin, you can become like a jarl, you can choose to become like just a anything really in
Elf
the game.
Archer.
Yeah, you can become a stealth archer is usually the way it goes. You can become a mage, there's just magic and everything. It's just got so many things going for it. The world is huge. You could feel there's a lot of lore in the world and like you have to kind of have to look for it, but it's like just such an immersive world for me.
Yeah.
How would you rate Skyrim compared to Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom? Because I know you
I
tried those games.
I like Skyrim more than Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I like the openness of Breath of the Wild, but I did not like the openness of. Well, I didn't say I didn't like it. It's more like I was just okay with it for Skyrim. I don't know.
I I think I have a analogy. I think um my Skyrim, your Breath of the Wild is similar to my Minecraft, your Terraria, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a similar game. Similar, I say similar. It's still obviously very different, but
They're
it's
also in
like I
different
think
time
it's somewhat
periods.
preference. I think it's somewhat preference. Yeah.
That's fair.
After
Do
thinking
you
it
like
over,
Fallout?
oh yeah, I like Fallout. I played Fallout 4, but I haven't like I played Fallout 3 very briefly, but I was too young to really play Fallout 3.
I
Yeah.
feel like those two are very different games, like Elder Scrolls series and Fallout, even though it's the same developer, same open worldness. I like
Mm,
Fallout more than Skyrim, but I don't know.
They're very similar, but also very different for sure. Yeah.
I like fantasy more than I like technology stuff, like like guns and
Yeah. Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think after thinking it over, I'd say like my favorite game of all time would have to be Kingdom Hearts 2.
Mm.
Could you educate me on what happens in that? Because I've only played Chain of Memories, and that game was awful.
Kingdom Hearts 2, it's like, well, I had it on the PS2 when I was a kid, right? And like I would watch my brothers play, and then I would play it myself. and so like it's a big game for me. Like just family wise, like it's one game that all my brothers and I all played. Right, we all watched each other
Yeah.
play it, and we've all finished the game ourselves. So like, it's just such a good experience. The characters are great. Like the music is, I think, some of the best in all of video games. It's just there's Mickey Mouse with the sword. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to play it, honestly. I haven't
Yeah,
played it.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is so good. I think like just the story, everything just hits so hard.
Yeah.
Quick question: you guys have water next to you? Because I ran out and I forgot to refill it.
I do not.
Damn.
Oh, is the brand map? No.
But there's the brand matter.
Unbranded
Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor.
For me, I couldn't narrow it down to top like 1 or 2. I have top 3 kind of by genre. So for number 1, I have Pokemon series, just because it's like iconic as like the old school RPG. So it's got me into RPGs. But honestly, nowadays, I don't think I could play one.
Mhm.
Just because it's so slow to grind on and stuff. But back in the day, that was like infinite fun. You just play, do whatever. And by whatever I
what
mean
you
just
said?
catch random
Sorry,
shit.
I missed it.
So Pokemon.
Pokemon for RPGs as the genre.
Yeah.
And then for MMOs, I have Maple Story, just because back in the day, it's what I used to play all the time. It's why I got into games. First game I like really played,
Mhm.
got into. And then the third would be TF2, just as an FPS. It was very like community based of a game. I have like 1,200 hours in TF2, which to some may not be a lot, but I've played
That's a
maybe
lot.
like 30. I played like 30 hours of the base game, and I played like the other 1,200 in a modded server called Versus Saxton Hale, which is I don't know what game this is, but it's like Juggernaut where there's like one guy that can win in melee, everyone else has to kite. I just played on the same community server for forever until I just quit one day, but I don't know. Yeah, that's about it.
What made you quit?
FPS, MMOs, and RPGs. I literally do not remember. I think I just got bored one day.
Yeah,
Also, because
that's fair.
TF2 was free back in the day, and there's no like other big games. This is like I think the start of high school. After that, I think I played CS:GO, but I wouldn't rate that like top 5, maybe top 10. But CS:GO is very linear. It's fun. Competitive games are fun, but there's a point it becomes too stressful.
What's
That's
one
fair.
game that you guys like that everyone else doesn't seem to enjoy?
RuneScape.
Ooh.
I wouldn't say RuneScape. I feel like a lot of people enjoy RuneScape.
Yeah, I enjoy RuneScape, just not to the
There's a
extent that
difference
you.
between enjoying it and playing actively, I guess. I don't know. It's such a high, not a high entry barrier, but it's not for everyone. That's for certain.
Yeah, it's like drug addicts don't like drugs. They just like the feeling they get, but they don't actually like the stuff they're on.
Yeah. I like numbers going up. I'm playing right now, by the way. I just clicked on the star and you just go AFK for 7 minutes.
We know, Nicholas. It's okay. We know.
We can tell.
How do you know?
No, I'm joking. But now we know.
Oh, you guys.
All right.
I'd say Final Fantasy 15 wasn't that well received with a lot of people, but like, it's really up there for me.
I saw the graphics and the combat looks really cool.
The game is just
But I don't know
so much
anything else.
fun. The story's a little bit confusing, and like you might not like some of the characters, but I think Final Fantasy 15 is just such a good game.
Can you explain why?
The world is enormous. There's a lot of cool enemies, monsters, and shit. Like you can go fishing, you can cook.
Fishing's a
Yeah.
big one.
Yeah, you could like you
Every
could just
game.
drive around if you want. Like you get in your car and you just
Can
drive.
you go farming? Oh, it's 15's the one with the car?
Yeah, you have the car. You can just drive around. Eventually, you can upgrade the car so you can go off road. The car could fly later.
I thought that was
That's
13.
crazy.
Oh no, it is 15. I'm thinking
Yeah.
about 16 then.
Yeah, no.
How do people not like 15? I thought people liked it.
It was like well received by some, and then not well received by others. It gets like a 7 out of 10 on average.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's much higher. I think it should be much higher though.
I'm just looking it up, just the reviews in general. But I thought it was really well received. Yeah, it's only rated very positive, which is kind of it's still good, but not like the best.
Yeah, I mean it's just like on release, people didn't like it. They expected a lot because Final Fantasy 15 had been in production for like over 10 years.
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
at this guy's review. 52 hours, not recommended. Felt way too short.
Damn.
All right,
Yeah.
what about you, Mohammed?
Um. Wait, is that most underrated game?
Yeah, a game
You
that
think?
you seem to like that other everyone else doesn't really like enjoy that much.
Okay. I'm not sure. I think a lot of the games that I like are pretty well respected.
Mm.
Um, that's a tough one. Uh, yeah, no. I mean, I guess like it depends on if it's like, a more general audience. Because I do play like a lot of more niche games. Like I play a lot of like city builder stuff. Like
Hmm.
because I enjoy like kind of the sandbox and like simulation games and like Stardew Valley type deal, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I'd say like my pick for like a game that others might not like or like might not have even like heard of it is Kingdoms and Castles. It's like it's really in depth like city builder, but it's I just love its like really toned down graphics and kind of like chibi art nature.
Hmm.
It's just it's like pretty much everything I love in that genre of games, but like toned down to like an easy intro level. The game's not easy, but it gets much harder. But like it's like a good way to get into those types of games, I think. So yeah, Kingdoms and
Gotcha.
One
Castles.
more, one more time. What's the game's name?
Kingdoms and Castles.
I see.
I don't think I've ever played like a city
Question.
builder game.
I've
Yeah,
played one. Is RimWorld. RimWorld was fun, but I feel like for city builders, you have to commit like so much time in one sitting, even
yeah,
though you don't
yeah.
have to,
I
because
mean,
you like
a decent
lose the
amount.
place you're at.
Yeah. Um.
Hey,
But
it's
yeah.
34% off.
What? What's
It's
34% off?
34 Kingdoms and Castles. It's $10
Oh,
right now.
yeah. I bought it pretty cheap too.
Yeah, I'm looking at RimWorld right now. I have 53 hours on record and remember none of it. I think I went through
Yeah.
like one or two playthroughs. I didn't even finish it.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, so
Okay. Saeed, you kind of beat me to like the next question, so I'm gonna skip over that one. So that was what's your like most underrated game, right?
oh,
So
okay.
we kind of talked about that. So next one. What game do you regret buying? That's a
Uh,
that's an
Let me
interesting
just
one.
look at my library. Can you sort by price? There was one time as a kid, I think I was in like Chinatown with my dad, and
Hmm.
he's like, "Yo, there's this game store here." And I'm like, "Yo, let me pick out a game." And then I go in and I look, I see Mario. I'm like, "I want that one." And he's like, "Okay, bet." And he gets it for me. And then I think
Yeah.
we meet up with the rest of my family later. And then my sister pulls up and I'm like, "Yo, check out this game. It's Mario." And she's like, "Bro, this is ass." It was Mario Golf.
Damn, bro,
I don't
you
even
could have hit so many Marios. You hit Mario Golf. That's
I didn't
crazy.
even know what golf was because I'm just a dumb kid. But like I didn't know how to pick up
Yeah, yeah. I
games.
mean,
But luckily we were still outside, so we went and returned and exchanged it for something else. I think we exchanged
oh,
it for
thank
like
God.
Pokemon XD or Coliseum, but I don't remember which one. I'm like, why do we have to exchange it? I want Mario. Thank
No,
God.
but
Wow,
this
bro
is
went from
by
Mario
having
Golf to Pokemon Coliseum. That's a
yeah, like
crazy upgrade.
holy shit.
Worst trade deal.
This is why you need older siblings.
I mean, now we have the
Um,
internet, but back then there was like no way to tell if the game was good or not.
You gotta
yeah.
just hope.
I mean, back then we had internet. It's just, as kids, we weren't like chronically online like kids are now, like it was very
We
different,
also
I
did.
think.
There was also the stigma of don't believe everything on the internet back then.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's the
Yeah.
internet. They're not allowed to lie to you. It's against the law, right? um,
All right.
one game I regret buying Probably Starfield.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot about
that's
Starfield.
I refunded it. I did not like the game. Even when they fixed it and made it like better, I did not like the game. I tried it on my brother's account because he also had it. So even playing the finished product, it was not enjoyable. So yeah, I'm glad I
yeah.
refunded it for my account, and my brother seemed to like the game, so it's like what, it's your prerogative. You can enjoy it, but I personally did not enjoy that game at all.
How much did you pay for it?
$70.
That's light.
Right.
It's not
Yeah, I refunded it the same night.
after you streamed it.
Yeah, yeah, I played it for like an hour and a half. I'm like, yeah, okay, so it's just gonna lag. It's gonna be buggy. It's gonna be like 10 frames per hour. So I just got rid of it right then.
I don't want to throw us off topic, but at the same time, I do. What do you guys think about idle games? I used to play a Flash game back in the day. That was an idle game
Hmm.
that you could also interact with at the same time. It was really fun. Well, at least as a kid. But now I would never play an idle game unless it had something like super unique or special.
Like Cookie Clicker and stuff.
Kind of, yeah. But I played like an idle game that was also an RPG at the same time. Not idle on. It was like way back in like 2010 or something.
No, I don't think I ever got into like idle games.
Damn. What about you, Mohammed? Do you ever play an idle game?
Idle game? Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean before I used to play a lot of but now I don't know. As I've gotten older, I value my time a lot more. So I
Yeah.
even though they're really addicting, I try and stay as far away as possible.
It's also like they say, yeah, you could play this game by not playing it, but why would I want to play a game that I don't play at the same time?
Yeah,
Uh,
They made not
but
playing a game into a game.
yeah.
yeah, it's kind of that progression, like that kind of gets people. You hit a new tier and you're like, yeah, and you keep craving that little hit.
Actually, wait, RuneScape's kind of an idle game, but also at the same time, it's not. Whatever. One
Yeah.
game I regret buying is Starbound. Back in the day, this like 2016 maybe. I'd be okay with that.
Mhm.
Starbound release date. But in short, it came out in 2016. It's like Terraria,
Mhm.
but it's in space.
It
And for
wasn't
some
good.
reason, it's apparently really good for some people, but I couldn't. I don't know why. I have 3 hours on it. I think it's also back in the day, multiplayer was really hard to set up. I don't know if you guys ever played like multiplayer like Terraria, but in like 2012, 13, you had to download something called Hamachi, and then you have to do like some port forward thing so that you can invite your friend
The
to
port forward.
play. There was nothing like, oh yeah, go to Steam, right click your friend and invite. It was a lot more complicated.
You remember
And
when
then
we
you have
had
to
to
find a friend to play with.
remember when we had to port forward to play the Minecraft server together?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
That was miserable.
it was, especially for you because you had to like do all the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Another game I regret is Temtem.
oh yeah. We were supposed to play that together and I just completely bailed.
That's fine.
It's just like when I was port forwarding on Minecraft, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you have to get up and go to your router and do stuff. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't want to get up and go like move wires and shit.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, let's move on. Next
What was the
question.
original question? We skipped the topic.
No, it was a game you regret buying.
Yeah.
Oh, you, Mohammed.
Yeah.
You can answer.
Me, it's probably just all the games I don't play. Really, I buy like a lot of people. I buy a shit ton of games I don't play. I
I
Yeah.
mean,
do
you have to
regret
get
buying.
some
There's that
enjoyment
one
out of
game.
it.
Huh?
You don't get like any enjoyment about a game that you play and never play again.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Um, that I do regret buying that one game. I don't remember was it Sons of the Forest? That one we were gonna play together.
Oh, The Forest.
Oh,
Yeah, the
yeah.
Forest, not Sons of the Forest. The Forest.
I played the Forest solo. It was hard to get people on, because like that was the point that we like none of us like were free to play games at the
Yeah.
same time.
It's a very goofy game, and it's also kind of old. We played it recently, like 2 years ago, 22. I think it came out like mid 2010s. The Forest release date. Do you guys want to guess?
For the Forest, 2012.
Yeah, when it came out. Mohammed?
2012.
I have no idea. I don't know.
2014. So
Really?
that's already May 30, 2014. So it came out a decade ago.
Oh wow.
To be fair, it was early access for 4 years, and then it released. But yeah.
Eh. All right,
Yeah.
moving forward.
Okay. What is the longest gaming session you've ever had?
I can't remember, but I don't know if
I
I
remember.
pulled. No, I could never
Um,
pull an all nighter because my parents would beat my ass. But it'd probably have to be like 14 or 16 hours. Like wake up at 7,
16
and
hours?
then
Holy shit.
on a day off. Well, not technically straight, but there's still breaks in between. But like wake up at like 7, hop on the computer, get off at 11. That's 16 hours, and then wake
What
up and
game
do it the
do you
next
think you
day.
played?
It was probably Maple Story. Because I
Yeah.
had no idea what the hell I was doing in that game. You just go around, kill whatever, talk to random people, do random quests. It's just fun having no direction. But at the same time, you can't do that these days because you feel like you're wasting your time. There's some kind of like magic about just doing whatever you want with no punishment or like guilty feeling.
I can't really say how long the longest like single session I had was, because I do remember like for Final Fantasy 15 when the game came out, within like 5 days I played the game for 72 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was
That's
like
14 hours a day, 14
yeah,
and a half.
yeah, because it might have been within like 6 days, because I don't think it was 14 hours a day, but I was definitely playing that game for 12 hours a day at least every day for like that first week it came out.
Not gonna lie, I keep spacing out. What game was it?
Final Fantasy 15.
Uh, you beat it in 5 days?
Yeah, no, I finished the game within the third day, and I just kept playing for like 3 more days because the game just felt so
Mm.
expansive to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I no game really captures me like that. That I could play for like that long of a time, except League of Legends. Um, so
Boo. Boo.
yeah, I think when my uh long time ago, when I was still a teenager, and my parents were out, I think I literally woke up and I played until like I played like probably give or take like 10 hours, like something like that.
10
Yeah.
hours too
So
many.
one go. I don't think I got up. So yeah. That's when I was grinding to get to gold.
I forget.
Yeah.
You hit gold eventually, but it took like 5 years.
It took a long time, yeah. But now it's like it's pretty easy. But now it's like it doesn't do anything for me anymore. It's like
Yeah.
It just don't hit
yeah,
the same.
yeah. Mm,
If you could go back in time and do
yeah.
that grind again and say like you have your own skills right now, would you do it?
If I
Let's say
had
you
the
get the
skills
same
now,
dopamine hit as you would get back in the day.
wait, say that again, sorry?
So let's say you go back in time to when
Mhm.
you were grinding to gold with the current skills
Yeah,
you have right now and knowledge,
yeah.
and you would get the same enjoyment out of it as you did back then. Would you go back in time and do that again? And then once you're done grinding to gold, you go back to the future.
Maybe. Because back then I had like a very large like I was very invested in League and I was in like an actual team, like on Discord and stuff, and we like had practice. Like I was very in the community back then. Um, and I played in tournaments like occasionally with them, and they were all like silver, right? And we were like all working our way towards gold. A lot of them now are like much higher because like they play consistently where I stopped. Um,
Gold. What
but
happened to
yeah,
them now? They just play League.
huh?
What's up with them now?
Uh,
They just play League.
not all of them. Some of them play a little less consistently. Some of them play a lot. It just depends, on the person.
Mhm.
All right, we want to move on.
Yeah, sure.
I forget what the question was.
Where's the
Did
longest
I
gaming
answer it?
session?
Oh, okay.
Huh?
The
Yeah.
longest gaming
I forgot
session.
what we were talking about. Yeah. I
Yeah.
have this thing where people ask a question, and then midway through like asking it, oh
Yeah.
shit, midway through my answer, I'm like, what was I responding to? This happens a lot in interviews, and it's really bad.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
use
that's
all
what
my
you should
brain
take your
power
time.
on thinking.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you can take your time, but if it's a long answer, halfway in, I just run out of gas. And I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's fair. That happens to me too. Like you have to. It's obviously hard to have like a fully formed answer right away sometimes. So
Yeah, you gotta
it's
think real
okay.
hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you forget the question when it was presented to you like less than a minute ago? That's crazy.
It's just like when you're really invested in the answer.
That couldn't be me. All right, what's the next topic?
All right. Now we're going into just some of your guys' thoughts on like just gaming culture and like certain aspects of it in general. Um, so my next question here was on esports. I know you guys don't watch esports a lot, I don't think, but I'm just asking anyways if you have any thoughts on it. What is your take on the rise of esports and competitive gaming?
uh, I mostly play single player games, right? So it doesn't really bother me. What does bother me is when people like make fun of people for like going like seriously into esports, right? Like it's a hobby like any other, and it becomes competitive like any other. You know,
Yeah,
it just makes no sense. Like people who play like basketball like as a hobby, like you're not gonna clown people who like will start watching the NBA, right? So same way
yeah,
as like people who like play video games, you're not gonna clown people who like watch people who play video games competitively.
yeah. I obviously feel like because a lot of people like make that distinction between like physical sports and like esports isn't like an actual sport,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like an interest and they're still competing. There's still like actual skill on display, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's totally awesome that people watch. I obviously watch a lot of like league esports because it's actually like a pretty big scene. Um, and just watch Last Worlds. Faker won his fifth trophy.
Out of
Absolutely
how many?
ridiculous. His fifth
Out of how many attempts?
out of how many
That's a
attempts?
lot.
Quite a few. But the thing is, he's made finals pretty much every time he's been there. So
Yeah.
he's either been
Um,
first or second every single time. I think he's been there 8 times, 7 or 8,
Yeah,
yeah. Over
LeBron.
fifty
and he
percent
won
win
five
rate.
of them.
You got LeBron stats.
Um, the thing is, he has 5 times more champions than all of NA and EU. And wait, no, he alone has more championships than NA, EU, and China combined. Yeah,
On one player.
on one player. Yeah,
I
Yes.
think esports are cool, especially for games that you're invested into. If it's a game I don't care about, it's like whatever, I'll throw it on in the background as white noise. But I also think
yeah,
like esports are not at the level where people are saying it should be in the Olympics. I think that's stupid as hell. It's two different jobs. It's like electric, or how should I say it? What the hell does E in sports stand for? Electronic, right?
electronic.
Yeah, it's two different fields. Like, sure, there's still skills to play video games, but it should not be next to the Olympics. I think it should be like something completely different.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
if breakdancing can be in the Olympics, esports can be in the Olympics.
true.
That's
I,
true, but like I
No,
don't
I am
know.
joking though. Like it's a joke on like that one breakdancer who completely just fumbled everything in the Olympics. The rest of the people there, like the rest of the Olympians, were like doing, you know, they were doing their best, obviously.
yeah,
But it's crazy how one person kind of just ruined that. So breakdancing's probably not coming back to the Olympics.
It seems better in different regions, but yeah, she fucked it up.
Yeah,
wait, what happened exactly? I'm
You're,
not exactly sure.
Ray Gun, the breakdancer.
yeah, from
Uh-huh.
Australia. She went up.
Raygun?
Yeah, she went up there, and it was unbearable. It was actually hard to watch.
Was it bad
It
or
was
Yeah, I'll
bad.
send you the link. It's like a minute.
I'll watch it later? But okay.
Uh, it's 40 seconds if you want to just take the
Wait,
time.
but I thought all of them were like professional, like breakdancers.
Yeah, they're
I guess not.
professional. I sent
What?
it in the chat.
Okay, I'll check it out. I don't want to I don't want to watch it now, but
It's like a fish that turned into a human.
Yeah, she just it was something.
Yeah,
Anyway, we're
I'm
getting
watching it
very
right
far
now.
off. We're getting very
I'm
far off
watching it right
topic.
now.
I'd
okay,
say yeah.
okay.
Faker though, he's kind of like the LeBron of league, right? Because LeBron, like
Yeah,
by
I mean,
himself, he has more rings than some teams have in the entire league.
yeah, that's because he's just built different.
He's him.
But yeah, there are players that like define an era, and the thing is, Faker, I would say he's very similar to LeBron in that his longevity is insane. Because the thing is, Faker isn't the best player. Just like LeBron, LeBron's not the best player anymore,
No,
right?
he
There
is.
are players that
He's
are
still the best. LeBron's the goat.
no, but like
Like right
you know
now
what I
though,
mean.
yeah, he's older. Yeah.
Yeah, he's older, and just like Baker, people put many mid laners like above him, but he consistently proves that even if his hands aren't always there, which they still are, he's still Faker.
Hmm.
But even if like other players are still mechanically a little bit better, just like how old is LeBron? Like 38,
Somewhere he's up
something like that.
there.
Yeah, 38, 39. Like obviously the 20-year-olds are gonna have a little bit more uh still of that being there. They're still in their prime, right?
Mm.
So they're still gonna have a little bit of that on you, but they're still showing that they're still on the top,
Just
and
interjecting.
that just comes from just being like insane at what you do.
Mohammed, what is that book in
LeBron.
I just realized, Mohammed, what is that book you have back there
Where
in the bottom left of the
I have a
screen?
lot of books,
There's a bottom left of the
huh?
screen.
Oh, what the hell is that?
Oh,
Is that?
that's a history of the Third Reich. So it
Oh,
has
Dude.
that's
let me show you.
that's bold. I don't know if you want to have that on display.
It's the other swastika, guys. It's cool.
Yeah.
I would put it
Yeah,
into
this
the
is
It's
from
shelf.
not.
Third
It's
Reich.
not.
I would put it into the shelf the other way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine, it's fine. It's whatever.
I was sitting there like, yo, what is that?
Just to interject.
I have a lot of that's the history section. I have a lot of like World War II stuff, so
Yeah.
the
Big excuse, big
author
excuse.
I don't think you can
Sorry,
upload
what'd
this to YouTube though if that's there.
Who cares?
really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Or
You could barely tell. It's just the
it should
color.
be fine. It should be
And
fine.
I also blocked the
Yeah.
front so you didn't see the big one.
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah.
Yeah.
LeBron is 39, turning 40
Okay,
on
we're
December
getting we're
30th.
getting off topic. Let
Yeah.
me bring it back with the next question because I think the next one you guys will have, and I definitely have things to talk about. How do you feel about video game communities, positive or negative experiences?
If you're outside the video game community, it's usually going to be, well, not usually. Depends on the community. Like, there's certain communities that are known for being toxic, and there's some that are chill.
Yeah. So let me speak to the league community, especially since I wanted to get plat, so I've been playing a little bit of league on the side. Every single time I'm reminded why I stopped playing. Every single time. It's like it's constant. It's like nobody I don't even want to talk about it. Like it's really bad. Everyone's always anything happens, like you die. I know not everyone plays league or like watches league, but every time you die, I died once. My laner died once, and then the jungler instantly was like GG and threw up FF like the entire game from there. Like even though literally one kill does not matter in the long run, right? And
yeah.
it's like there's just a lot of shit. I don't want to get
It's
into it.
it's the
but
one game where if you die, you feel more punished by your teammates than the enemies.
yeah, exactly. It's like it's people's mental and then the toxicity and everything. But I think obviously that comes from like the competitive aspect. But that doesn't like make it. That doesn't make it all right, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it's because certain communities are much more competitive than others, like what you said, League. There's the
Yeah.
people that think the rank matters way too much, where they'll blow up at anyone if it's being threatened. And then there's
Yeah.
chill games like web fishing, where you would just go there to talk. And you're going there with the intention to just hang out with people, not be toxic. So
Yeah.
it really just depends. In
Yeah, it
general,
depends on
though,
the community. Yeah.
there are definitely way more good communities than bad, but the bad ones are
The bad ones are
bad.
loud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
because you never hear anything bad or like there's no news about like good communities, only about bad.
yeah, for good communities, they're just
Like,
people hanging out. I think an example of this would be like, I haven't played competitive games in a long time, right? I think the last game
yeah.
I played ranked was like, I played one ranked game of Valorant ever, and I was getting like shit on by my team for like playing that game, like playing it poorly. I'm like,
Mhm. Yeah.
this is my first like ranked game ever, and I'm just getting constant shit. So it's just like, I get it. You know, your teammates don't want you to play badly, but also, please relax, just breathe.
I
Yeah.
feel like that doesn't happen too often in Valorant, but Valorant's definitely not a game that you want to play solo unless you're just really into the game.
Yeah, no, I should not have got into it.
Would you try it again with other people?
Nah,
I
I
know
just
you played
don't.
with Andrew.
I don't really like FPS games anymore.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah. Just the whole FPS genre. Like I've moved off of it. I just like playing single player games at this point. I picked up Skyrim again like last night.
Yeah.
Is Skyrim
Well,
an FPS?
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. I don't play FPS games anymore.
But you have a bow and you're shooting it and it's in first person.
I mean, if you put a switch on the bow, I guess you make it fire fully automatic. Then sure.
But mm, is firing a bow shooting?
If you have a shooting game where everyone's just using bows, I would like calling it. I would call it an FPS very loosely.
yeah.
Yeah, the definition of shooting is the action or practice of shooting with a gun. Well, they're using the word shooting in the definition.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you fire an arrow, right? You don't shoot an arrow.
You also fire a gun.
Oh, okay, then this just goes out the window.
Okay, so shoot. The definition is kill or wound with a bullet or arrow.
We
So
are
technically, it could
making
be an
an
FPS.
FPS game where you only use bows.
There's a VR game of FPS bows, but Rocket League. It's crazy. I want to get into VR, but it's expensive and it's not in a good state right now.
Yeah, no, I'm not into VR or anything.
I've never. Yeah.
It's
Maybe
cool
in
in
the future.
concept.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What we're talking about?
toxic
Okay.
communities.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, let's move on. We talked about the next one, a little bit, but since this is like the gaming one that we're doing, we could talk about it just a little bit, rehash some of that, like just really quickly. Um, are microtransactions ruining gaming? So that kind of also brings in, the gacha.
I think
Um,
everyone knows the answer to this.
Uh, yes, but also it depends on what game you're playing, right? If you're playing Fortnite, I'm expecting you to buy skins. I'm expecting you to like go into it and do stuff like this. They're not really
yeah,
changing the game. It's just straight up cosmetics, right?
yeah,
But for high quality games like Elden Ring, right? Like, there's no uh microtransactions. Like, there's one DLC, right? But the DLC is enormous.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine in that case, right, to have DLCs and stuff. But I wouldn't say microtransactions are like ruining like the gaming industry.
Yeah. I have Nicholas, you want to
I think I forget what Said said, so never mind.
go? Okay, so I have a similar take. I think like I've been playing League. League is my most played game by far.
Mm,
And I've spent less money in League than I have in some gacha games. Easily, like by far. And I think that's because in League you can play and buy characters with in-game currency. There's no you don't need anything else. The cosmetics are just purely cosmetics, and you know there's also like shards and chests. There's like a way to get skins without even paying money, right?
mm.
So it's
That wasn't there back
completely
then.
like, what happened?
That wasn't
Yeah,
there
yeah, yeah.
back then. I think the
Well,
only
that's
way
true,
you
but
would get a
I've been playing
skin,
forever, so
yeah, I think the only way you would get a skin back then was you had to be a good boy, and then after a whole year, they'd be like, "Here you go. You haven't been reported. Here's a random skin." Yeah, it'd be for someone garbage like Twisted Fate.
yeah. But now I think like I have a shit ton of just like you open chests, you get like these skin shards, right? And then you can trade them in to get like one you like, right? So if you get a bunch of them, you can save up for like one of the skins that you like, and yeah. Um, but yeah, like I said, in gacha, it's like almost predatory. It feeds on that like that gambling instinct, right? Of you just wanting that like a little bit more, a little better units, just that hit. And like I said, like we were talking about before, it's just really like I said, predatory, and it irks me. So I've completely stopped playing gacha games pretty much, and I try to stay away from them as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, gotcha games are a whole different animal, right? It's just like
Yeah,
it's a gameplay hidden behind costs, and unlike DLC characters, you kind of have to gamble to get the character. So you're like paying for a DLC that you might not even get.
exactly. Then there's also like the aggressive pay to win of like Diablo Immortal, right?
Yeah,
It's similar to like similar to gacha and some it like you were saying, it depends, right? It's not like all microtransactions are bad. There's definitely a way to do it well, but there's also ways that you can take it too far.
Yeah, let's play some poker.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm alright.
In regards to microtransactions, sorry, I think overall it's done more harm to the majority of games than. Oh god, I'm dying. One sec.
How do we close
It's done more
poker?
harm. What?
How do we close poker? It's still on there.
You,
I think
you
you have
can't
to
end
end it.
it. I have to end it. I have to end it. I have the power. Um, I think microtransactions overall have ruined games more than it's benefited. I mean, obviously, people need money to pay the companies and stuff, but as you
Yeah.
mentioned, it's a lot more predatory these days. Like, it started off with like what horse armor in freaking Skyrim. Was that Skyrim?
Horse armor?
I mean, I don't think there was like microtransactions in Skyrim.
No, I don't think so
Oh,
either.
wait. Horse armor. DLC. It was Oblivion. So Elder Scrolls 4.
Huh.
2006. And that was kind of like the original DLC that started quote unquote spiraling. I think it really got worse uh, when people started locking content behind DLC. Like I remember playing Payday 1, Payday the Heist. You
Hmm.
had to pay just to unlock other guns or characters. Characters cosmetics. There's also like missions you had to pay to unlock. It was like $6 each. I could kind of get it from an arcade standpoint, but I've already paid for these games, and
Yeah,
it's like such a small piece of content. There's times where it's done well, where it's like a big piece of content. I'm not sure if Hollow Knight Songs of DLC turned to like a full game essentially. We're playing poker.
No, I'm just trying to close it.
That's crazy.
Bro,
Join the table.
why is this
Uh,
open?
I opened it.
But
Here we
why?
go. I want to play poker
oh,
with you
there you go.
guys. Um, Overall, it definitely taps into the psychological. How do you say? It's just FOMO for the most part, especially for free games. Like,
Yeah,
oh, if you want to catch up, or if you want this now, you have to do it now. There's definitely more time. I feel like in free games, I would spend more money, or not more money, but more often than I would buying a new game. Uh,
yeah,
Microtransactions are bad, except for when it's done well, but it's so rare that I would say it's more harmful than beneficial.
that's fair. Yeah. Okay.
Uh, yeah.
The the next topic is a huge one, and it's gonna bring in a lot of side conversations. So I'm all for it because I think this is something I have a strong opinion on. So let's hear what you guys have to say. Um,
Should minorities be allowed in? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Bro just thinks
um,
stuff and he just says it.
uh, should video games be considered art?
Eh,
You gotta define what art is. Art to me is just a creation of work that others can enjoy. So technically, yeah. Like when you look at art, you kind of think of like what they were thinking, what they're trying to achieve, and you can also achieve that through a game, similar to how like it can be considered quote unquote a book for a story game. I'm not sure if that's like a widely accepted thing though, but yeah, I think it could be.
I mean, yeah. Again, like, you have to define art. I would say like if you're making the game, sure, it could be an expression of yourself, but as a player, I don't think like it's like taking part in art, right?
Um,
All right, I looked it up. Art is the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form. So technically it could be, but it's also opinion based.
so I
What
sorry, you were gonna say something?
I want to ask, what makes you think that it's not art if it's that like because it's like something you would look at, enjoy, and experience, and that kind of goes hand in hand with like a game. Is there a reason that you think it's not?
Can I can I share my opinion? Maybe I'll sway you guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sway your opinion. Um, so I'm big into art, especially as I've gotten older. Like pretty much anything that you know, allows for creative expression. And I'd say like some of the highest pinnacles of art, like obviously you have like music and you have like drawing, painting, that kind of art, and then you have like architecture and like the more physical renditions. And then I think you have like film, right? And video games. Because like take an example of for example like Concerned Ape, right? The creator of Stardew Valley. He had to compose his own music, right? He had to create the visual assets for his game, right? So that already is two different types of art that he's putting together. And then as well, he has to create the elements of gameplay and like put it all together to create like an experience for someone to enjoy. So I think film and like especially video games are some of like the highest forms of art. That's just my personal opinion though.
Yeah, like I do agree. Like it is like expression to a very high degree, but like it's like you're showing off like what you created in your mind and like applied it to like a computer and then or something like that, right? And then you made it a visual thing that's people experience. But I think
Yeah.
from my perspective, like it's not me experiencing art and just more me experiencing someone's like thoughts, right? Like if I'm playing like Minecraft, I'm thinking experiencing like the creator of Minecraft, like, yo, what if the world was made of blocks and stuff?
Yeah, I see your point. But think about even like the writing aspect, right? The storytelling aspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like another form, like, writing is like another form of art. But like I said, I think all of that like coming together and like um is like a sharing of like a really high form of art. But do you have any other um so for example, let's say you were making a game, right?
Yeah.
And so usually it's not going to be like a single person, right? Usually it requires multiple people to bring in like many different skill sets to make a game, right? Because like I was talking about, it requires like a writer, it requires like some type of visual artist, usually a programmer, some kind of developer,
Mm-hmm.
and then like uh, like a game designer or like like all and like a composer, someone to do the music. So it requires like all these people to come together. Um, and I think all of their arts coming together is, well, I'm just rehashing the same thing, but basically, you get the idea. I I still do think that I have a better case of considering video games as art, but I do understand your position. Nicholas, you have anything to add to that, or
I'm choking on popcorn.
He does not.
okay? All right. So, do you want to talk about any of the aspects of video game making, or
Uh,
like,
yeah. For me, like when it comes to coding and stuff, like I have no interest in any of that, right? Like putting all that stuff
yeah,
together. But like storyboarding and world building is like something I'd definitely be interested in when it comes to video games.
yeah, um, me as well. I also like. I'm not a coder, but I definitely like. I like. I play piano and I like composing music, but obviously it's not easy. It requires like a lot of time and dedication and effort. I also like really like the writing and storyboarding aspect. It's just really exciting, right?
Yeah.
Like making a new world, like making something that you think other people would enjoy. Yeah, for sure.
You should continue making that RPG Maker game, either of you.
It takes so much time to do though.
It
Yeah,
does. Yeah.
everything takes time. That's
Yeah,
the
it's the
thing.
thing is though, like I wouldn't be opposed to it. It's just like right now I'm not even spending the time like doing the stuff that I want to do. Like so it's just so out of my depth right now to spend time doing stuff that I can't even think about.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Is the difficulty of games like Dark Souls a positive or a barrier for players?
Just don't play it if you can't beat it. I don't know what to tell you.
If it's too hard and like you want to continue, then your only option is to get better. But if it's too hard and you like don't want to continue, then just quit. Like who cares?
It's
Yeah.
also like if Dark Souls was easier and the barrier for entry was made lower, I feel like it would also kind of lose some of the charm. But then there's
Oh
some
yeah.
jank games like Superman 64 that are just like impossible to beat just because of how bad it is.
Yeah, but jank,
Yeah, I think jank
I,
and difficulty are two different things.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
But
Uh,
yeah,
if
I
the
get
game
what you
is
mean.
polished and it's hard, that's completely fine. Just don't play the game or just watch it if you don't think you could beat it. I
Yeah,
don't know what to tell you.
I agree. I think simply getting better at a game is exciting in itself, right?
Mm.
Like when you finally beat that boss, you know.
It's single player competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I, I think single players always, I mean, there's obviously difficulties in single player, but I think compared to multiplayer games, it's like, like there will always be someone better than you in a multiplayer game. You know what I mean?
Nuh-uh.
No, I'm the best.
My
Yeah.
teammates are dragging me down.
Yeah, it's always them. Always them who make me lose.
Also, if Dark Souls was easy, I feel like it wouldn't be a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it
it's
depends
very
how
fun.
easy you make it. Like, if you had to make Dark Souls easy, how would you do it?
Yeah, like, you just tone down how enemies move and stuff. You would like make it so that you respawn with your money every time. If
So
you
let's say there's like easy, normal, which normal is like what it is right now, and then hard. How would you go about that for Dark Souls? I kind of
uh
cut you off, but you were kind of answering at the same time.
for easy, you when you die, you wouldn't drop your souls. And bosses would have like a smaller move pool and bigger windows to attack. For normal, it'd just be the same game. You drop your money, but you could go pick it up later. I feel like if they made a hard mode, they would have bosses have more HP. They would have them have like a bigger move pool, and when you
It would
die,
delete your game.
yeah, no, but when you die, you just lose your money, all your money right there. Like you wouldn't be able to pick it up later.
This is off topic, but what do you guys think about permadeath games?
Like Tarkov and stuff.
I used to play this game a lot. I didn't put it in my top 10, my top 3 list, but it's also one that I enjoyed. It's called Realm of the Mad God. It's like a bullet hell multiplayer. It's also permadeath, where if you mess up, because it's always gonna be your fault if you die.
Mm.
If you die, it just deletes your whole character, and you get like nothing back. I enjoy
Um,
those types of games, but these days I don't think I could, just because of the amount of time it would take. But
Yeah,
it's
no.
definitely like games that you improve over time and you get nothing back in game, I think is really cool. But only if it's done well.
yeah.
I lost everything. Great.
But you're smarter
I
now.
I I think hardcore games are really awesome in some degree because like usually most games have like a setting where you can turn it to hardcore. Not most games, but like some games, right? And I think it just adds that like if you're really into a game, it adds that next like level of progression. And I think like when I watch um video game like gameplay, right? And I see like this like long video, like long play of like a certain game hardcore. I think that's sick. Like I usually enjoy those
Yeah, those are.
types of
I watched a small ant. Like, he plays a lot of hardcore Pokemon games, right? Like where
yeah
difficulties just tuned up all the way. I watch
yeah
mods of like Fallout and Skyrim where they change the entire world and make the game like so much harder, and then like
yeah
stuff like that. It seems really cool.
yeah for sure.
It also like makes
Um
the save file more like it personifies the file. So like the character in the file feels more like someone that you know, right? And when they die, they're
yeah yeah
just gone.
yeah that like that sense of loss, right? Like you remember that. It's not
Yeah.
like oh it's just another like keep chugging on, you respawn whatever.
Mm.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I sometimes feel like I could never play a hardcore like Minecraft, for example. Bro, I've been blown up by a creeper like just coming up behind me so many times. Like I don't even remember. I
The
mean, like
feeling
it
is
would be
so
terrible.
much worse. I started a Minecraft hardcore world with some friends, right? And we decided like,
Yeah,
okay, we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep going, like trying it over and over again until we beat the Ender
yeah.
Dragon, right? And we just
Damn.
had so many bullshit deaths. At a certain point,
Yeah.
like I just bowed out. I'm like, I can't do this. We're gonna be doing this for months. I can't.
Dude,
I can't
you
stay.
need to sleep. Like you cannot go through the night, bro. It's like
Yeah.
it's so dangerous. It's like crazy.
I think I
It,
played hardcore Minecraft once, and I played as a fucking vegan for some reason, as an added difficulty. Like, yeah, I
yeah.
don't eat bread. But then there's a point where it's like I don't know what to do next, and it's I kind of just like stagnated. Like, oh, I don't want to lose all this progress, so I'm just
Mm,
gonna play safe. But at the same time,
yeah.
there's no fun in doing that. You gotta do like high risk content. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Sorry. Okay. So now we're just gonna talk about games in part like we're gonna bring up games like one at a time, and then we'll just talk about them, our thoughts on them, and then if you haven't played it,
Fortnite,
obviously it's okay. We
Fortnite,
can skip over
Fortnite,
Fortnite. Let's start with Fortnite.
Fortnite. I don't care about Fortnite.
Yeah, me
It's about
neither.
something
Honestly,
else.
back then, like when we were playing Fortnite like every day, how long ago was that? Like it's been like 4 or 5 years, right?
It's been a long time.
Uh, was that pre-COVID?
Yeah, it was definitely pre. This is before. That was before I
Yeah,
moved
it
to
was
this house.
pre-COVID for sure.
We played season 2 and 3, I think.
Yeah, I had the John Wick skin, the original John Wick.
Yeah, I
I
can't believe you
unlocked
lost that,
it,
dude.
but
Listen,
I didn't get the battle pass.
Yeah,
You want to guess what year it came out? Or
20,
uh,
2019.
go
That's when
ahead.
we played.
Do you also want to guess the month or no?
Uh, okay, it was definitely earlier than the end of the year because I remember like I my account got hacked later in that year. So I want to say like May.
What about you, Mohammed?
um, I don't know. I'll say like the end of 18, so like December 18.
It was February 22 to April 30th of 2018.
Oh wow,
That's 6.5 years ago. That's a long
Wow.
time.
wow. We have not played
But
Fortnite together in a long time. Then.
Yeah,
it was really fun back then.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And then people started building like crazy, and then it wasn't fun. Only I can do that. No one else should.
That was ass. I mean, I didn't play FPS. I still don't, but I was garbage.
It was
So, but
crazy
I
You would
still
because
get
played
one
it.
kill.
I'll put up a couple walls mid fight, and I think, yo, I'm so good at this game. And now it's like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
kid will build a whole mansion around you.
yeah.
In
That
retrospect,
was
I
crazy.
think building in Fortnite's really easy. You only just build up a ramp, and then you press the vertical wall, and you just spin around while holding it, and then you have a full box, and you just continue. But back then, it was impressive. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this. It's definitely intimidating to look at, but it's also like annoying to fight in because you're climbing up like 100 meters in the air, and you gotta find this dude in this giant maze of building stuff. and you also don't want to get hit. Like
Yeah.
they'll peek out for like a half a second, shoot you with a shotgun, and then go back to hiding. It's like,
Yeah.
damn.
Okay. Um. There's a couple ways we can do this. So we can do it chronologically, right? Where we can bring up games from our earliest memories and then work our way kind of up, right? Or we could do it kind of like by genre, like multiplayer games, story-based games, or like stuff like that. How do you guys want to do it? Like we were
I
talking
just
about
want to bring up a
Fortnite,
random game.
random games.
A random game.
All right, so I have a list. So I'll also obviously feel free to interject and bring up a game you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
but I'll start with one. Hades.
What?
Hades is Hades.
Uh,
Hades.
Hades nuts are on your
uh,
face.
I recommended the game to both of you, but I never got really into it.
Bro, Hades is one of my
Crazy
favorite
part.
games. That game is so much fun.
Yeah. It's actually
I,
so much fun.
I
Legitimately.
think I would appreciate it way more if I wasn't burnt out on roguelikes when I started playing it.
Mm,
Hades is
yeah.
actually the game that got me into roguelikes, and then I burned out way later. But like I spent so much time in Hades, I even got like the true ending all the way at the end, and that was pretty sick.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
played like OG roguelikes like The Binding of Isaac, Enter the Gungeon. I have like 2012, 2014. I think Hades came out like what, 2019? Hades release date.
Maybe I have
They
no
came out
idea.
in COVID, 2020.
Oh wow.
I had like hell experience playing games like that, and I just beat it once, and I'm like, that's cool. I'm gonna tell my friends that would enjoy it to play it, and then that was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that game is a peak.
I really like the combat. Combat was really enjoyable for me.
I played
Just the
Hades too,
visual.
but like the game is still missing like some files and stuff, like some character pictures
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's like
They
I haven't gotten too far into it.
they just had a major update, I think a few days ago. If you want to check it out.
Yeah, I'll probably pick it back up.
No, you shouldn't.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. So 80s, good. Go play.
Yeah.
7 out of 10.
For 7 out of 10, I think it's
I
at
don't
least.
have enough experience in the game to say.
Yeah. I'd say the game's like 8.5 to 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Oh, we should rate the games. That'll be fun.
Oh, okay.
All right. So next, we'll keep in the somewhat similar vein. Slay the Spire,
10.
also a roguelike.
10 out of
10.
10
10?
game.
I
Slay the
burned out on
Spire.
roguelikes, but I still love it.
Slay the Spire,
I
I will
burned-
never get bored of.
I burned out on it, but I played it a shit ton.
Yeah.
I played it a lot for a very long time. I just took a break. But yeah, very good game because it also brought in like the card game aspect, which obviously
It also brought up the whole, like how Vampire Survivors brought up like a billion Survivor likes.
yeah,
So the Spire also kind of did the same thing. I have
yeah, for sure.
360 hours all in vanilla. I 100%ed all achievements. And I have 820 on everyone, and I beat the hard on 820 on everyone.
Damn,
It's
that's crazy.
it's a good game. I don't know what to tell you.
I have like I think 250 hours in Slay the Spire, and 230 of those are on Ironclad.
Ironclad's fun.
Yeah.
You just click stuff.
That's just like one of my favorite character archetypes. Just beat stuff with
Yeah.
a big weapon.
Is my favorite as well for sure. I
like-
literally
I think for me, it's Silent and Defect are tied for first. I just hate Silence early game.
Yeah.
And then it's Ironclad, and then it's Watcher. I do not like Watcher, honestly. Not because it's overpowered, I just don't like it.
It's
I don't know
weird.
why.
Watcher's a weird class.
I think it's more like you're forced into either an infinite or like stance. And I want to just build Scry. I like Scry a lot as a mechanic, but it's not something you could build solely around. And Retain. Retain's also fun.
Have you played the mods?
I've only played Downfall, and I think I played that for like 5 hours, but I didn't want to relearn. I have 16 hours.
The character that they created for a Downfall called the Hermit is so much fun.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
If they introduce that to the actual game, I would love it. Oh yeah, Slay the Spire 2 is coming out.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys seen any teasers for that?
I have not. I heard they might make the game multiplayer.
I don't know how they're gonna do that. It's coming out next year, 2025. No real month though.
Yeah, I
Wait,
mean,
what's coming up?
Slay
Sorry.
the Spire too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I bought the game on my computer on Steam. And I loved it so much that same day I literally bought it on my phone because I was like, I'm gonna play this everywhere. So
If you
yeah.
get the Samsung, whatever it's called, the Play Pass, you
Hmm.
can also try it out for free on mobile. I mean, you already own the game, so you can't. But if you ever somehow
Yeah.
get the Play Pass, it's free.
Not a
It's fun.
sponsor.
But yeah,
Not a sponsor.
yeah, not a
What
sponsor.
do you guys think about? I know Mohammed, you haven't played this. What do you think about Balatro? It's actually nominated
I
five
never
times for
played it.
five
I never
awards.
played it.
It's different than Slay the Spire because it's not
Mhm.
combat, but
Yeah.
it's still pretty fun. But it doesn't scratch the same itch for me as Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
Let me see it,
Yeah.
Balatro. I have 58 hours. Yeah, when I first got it, I'm like, I gotta play it.
I
I
probably have
wake
like
up at like
15
2 a.m.
hours.
I gotta play it. It's out on mobile now if you want to try it, Mohammed, but it's literally just poker.
I'll I'll check it out. You
And
think it's
then,
worth it?
yeah, it's definitely, especially for the price. I got it for like 15.
Okay.
It's like the same price as Slay the Spire.
Anyway.
I don't know if
How,
there's mods available though, but it's definitely
how
good,
much
just
did you
vanilla.
get for this bar? I think you guys rated it at the start already.
10.
You said 10 out of 10?
9.5 to 10. I don't think there's many flaws with the game. That's the issue. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to give it a 10, but there's nothing wrong with it.
I think in its niche, there is no game that does like a card game like that you play on a computer better than Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
Nothing
I
can
agree.
replace it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna boot up Slay the Spire right now.
No, not right now. Stop. All right. Ready for the next game?
I gotta download it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna pick randomly. You guys mind?
Yeah, yeah, go for it.
If I just- Okay.
I mind.
For the king.
Fun game.
It is definitely
It's only
a
fun
game.
if you have friends.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
would not play For the King
If you play
solo.
that, but
Yeah, no.
if we did not get it for free on Epic Games, and I didn't tell you guys to get it, we would not be playing it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I would pay the price, but if I didn't know anything about it or had to try at it, I would not play it. It's fun. There's definitely some shitty RNG elements. I remember the first time we did the playthrough. I think we stopped for the day. We came back the next day. We died, and then it went to the title screen, and we're like, "What happened?" And we just found out, oh, it's permadeath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just deletes the whole save.
That was hilarious. And then we're like, all right. Did we
Yeah, we have to be
play
careful.
and continue that same day, or
Yeah, we continued,
I
but
think we did. Yeah.
I remember one of the funniest things was we were like, okay, we gotta strategize, right? Okay, so person in the middle clearly gonna take the most hits,
Yeah.
and then everyone on the left or
Yeah.
right always gonna get guy in the middle per full HP every fight.
Yeah.
it's because of the what's it called? The AOE attacks. If it were ever to hit anyone, it will always hit the middle person.
Yeah.
But that just never happened.
It was really funny, actually.
There are some parts of that game that I generally don't like, though, like just RNG elements that you feel like you're getting punished for no reason.
Yeah, the dice rolls
And
sometimes
also the
are so
shops.
trash.
The shops, I feel like the inflation rate's a little too fast. I'm not sure if you could adjust it,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
would rate
you
it like
can,
what?
you can.
I would rate it like an 8.5, I think.
I'd say like an
They also
8.
had a DLC. They had a DLC where you could unlock like a new campaign. I don't like that kind of stuff. Like I want to play the new campaign. I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like a spoiled thought. I don't know, but it wasn't even a good DLC.
Yeah, I give it like an 8. I think it's a pretty good game, but I definitely wouldn't play it without friends, like alone, solo.
Mhm.
But
It's like
yeah,
a pre-made.
decent-
It's a pre-made D&D campaign, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Since we did that, another game we played together. Wait, what are you streaming?
Probably
Slay
Slay
the
Spire.
Speedrunning.
Oh,
Let's go. I'm gonna see if I can finish this before the podcast. Ascension 1. All right. What's the next game?
Valheim.
Valheim kind of mid.
I think it was a good concept, but yeah,
It was fun because we were just playing like we were new to this whole genre, but then the more we played it, I was like, this game is not that much fun.
I think it's like Pal World, but it's missing the good parts of I can't say that because I haven't fully played Pal World. But I think Pal World has better ideas than Valheim, and it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah, Pal World was something.
They got sued and won. Well, I don't know if they won, but I
Wait,
think it's going in their favor right now.
Pal World's winning the thing, the lawsuit.
I think so.
Wow, boy, you better take that disarm. There we go.
I gotta make sure.
This is the problem. I'm gonna be distracted watching this.
Let me turn it off. I'll stream it on the final boss.
Wait, what was that game?
Valheim.
Valheim, right? I was gonna say Pal World.
Some mid we forgot.
So I was playing a different game from you guys. Like whenever we play together, I have very different playstyle than you guys.
Mhm.
Obviously I really like the building, right? In it. But like I said, I would never play it
Boring.
solo. And there's like a lot of shit that I just don't like doing in the game as well. So
I really want to play Grounded with you guys.
It was
Grounded.
was it on? Oh, I forget.
I beat the
I
game.
thought it
with
was on Battle
Andrew.
Pass for a sec.
I beat the game with Andrew and Phoebe, right? But I would 100% play it with you guys again just to hear reactions and stuff.
My only concern is the price point of $40. I don't want to.
Yeah, no, just
I can now.
I would never buy the game at 40.
I think it's been on sale for 20, but even then I didn't get it.
Yeah,
I think because I was waiting to see if anyone else would buy it, and then no one did.
I mean, I always have it. So like, if you guys pick it up, like I'm always down to play with you guys. But Grounded is a game that's like, when I went into it, right? Because Andrew had to convince me to play it. I didn't like it that much at the start, but then like we got more into it. We started seeing more of the world, like what they do, and like the armor crafting, the house building, and everything. It's so in depth. It just feels like a better Valheim.
okay.
You think
down.
it's better than Pal World?
Yes.
I don't know about that.
I don't want to spoil anything for Grounded, right? But like, it's not a horror game, but there are moments in that game that are beyond horror.
I've seen one clip of like a giant bug. That's all I know.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll tell you guys one thing, right? Here's just a little bit from the game, because me, Andrew, and Phoebe, we had started a new campaign. We were new to the world of Grounded, and so we built our first house. It's made of grass. It's just like this tiny, like this small little house that we use for storage stuff. We go out exploring. So one night, the game's telling you, right, like you should always be in bed and like wait till the morning, right? Because some bugs are more active at night. Yeah. I don't know if it was a bug or if it was like, I mean, bug has a problem with the game, but 4 gigantic spiders spawned in just around our house, and they just attacked the house for the entire night. We couldn't sleep because there were giant enemies nearby, you know, and so we were terrified. They were like clipping into the ceiling and shit, and it was just pure horror.
Dude, that sounds terrifying. Holy shit.
I would just look down at the floor and then close my eyes.
They're so loud and they scream too, and it's just like, it was nighttime, so you look out there and you just see their red eyes just slamming against your house.
That definitely sounds like a bug, though.
Yeah, I don't think that should have been happening.
Is there an arachnophobia mode in that game? I forget.
Yeah, but it's not much better because it turns the spider into like blobs, but the blobs are still kind of creepy with the way they move.
Okay.
What are we talking about? I forget what game originally.
Valheim.
Did you guys rate it?
6.
It's good concept, but I did not like it that much compared to another game. Like, if I had to choose, I would not go out of my way to play it. If I was offered to play it, I would consider it, and that's it. I don't know if I would actually play it.
I'd give it like a 6.5, 7, around there. Okay. All right, let's get into something different.
Lethal Company.
I haven't. Lethal Company.
9.5. Mohammed, you never played it, have you?
I never played it.
That's a shame.
Lethal Company is, I think, one of the most fun games to play with friends. Because you could just do the dumbest things imaginable. You can get your friends killed. You can get yourself killed. There's scary moments. There's hilarious moments. It's one of the most clippable games of all time.
especially with proximity chat.
Oh yeah, and what was the game like? $10?
Yeah, it was $10, and it's been on sale.
One of the best $10 investments.
Lethal
Did I
Company.
bring up the game or did you bring up the game?
Lethal Company. I just brought it up right
Yeah.
now.
No, like
Oh, the first time we
who told
played.
us to play it? Yeah.
Oh, I think I heard about it like online, and then like you guys also heard about it, and like I guess we just all decided like, yo, let's just try it out.
I'm
Yeah.
still down to play it.
Yeah.
That's how good it is. Mohammed, would you play it?
If you guys think it's good, yeah, go for it.
We've been telling you it's good. It's one of the best games in the last maybe 2-3
Really?
years.
I don't know. I just look at it. It just doesn't look like something I would play. But
It looks goofy, like a little bit low budget, but that also adds
Yeah,
to it.
The game
I
is
mean, I don't
just,
have anything.
it's so funny, but it's also just terrifying because when you're with your friends, you're just dying laughing nonstop, right? Like just looking at stuff happen.
Yeah.
But then you get separated, and now you're by yourself. It's completely quiet in these dark hallways and shit. You know there's something in the
Guys?
darkness.
So
Guys,
you
are you
should always
there?
play with proximity chat, right? No Discord.
Yeah, no, we just
Yeah,
put proximity
no
chat.
Discord.
Yeah,
Because it also it increases the volume if you're close and decreases if you're far away.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a big aspect.
The moment you start going, guys, can you hear me? Hello? Like that's when you know you're cooked. Like it's over.
And then you're in spectator chat watching them struggle, and you're like, "Oh, this dude's screwed."
Oh. Oh my! The Bracken actually just one of the most terrifying enemies, and it's just like a low polygon, like weird creature.
Bracken?
Yeah, it's like this all black
Let me
thing
check
with
this
like
out.
with white eyes, and it always just sneaks up behind you, just breaks your neck, and then drags you away.
Damn.
And if you stare at it too long, it just goes up to you and also snaps your neck.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Does it make any sounds?
No, it's completely silent. You don't know
No,
it's
that's
there.
the issue. So you have to like check if it's stalking you or not, but at the same time, it also adds like your paranoia.
Yeah.
It's not an actual stat, but like you get paranoid is what I mean.
Oh, dude, the eyeless dogs are like some of the best enemies like created because they work off of your microphone. So if they hear anything, like they're gonna charge at you and kill you. And so it'll happen so many times where we're outside, right? Like, okay, guys, let's go to the ship, and then the person in the front will just stop and they'll crouch and they'll be like, dogs, 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 right? And then everyone just becomes quiet and you're just slowly like creeping back to the ship.
Damn. Sounds terrifying.
What's your knowledge on Lethal Company, by the way, Mohammed?
Wait. What if there's dogs and then like everyone's silent and then somebody like comes in, opens their door and like shouts?
Yeah, the dogs will
You're
come
just
after
dead?
you. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mechanical keyboard, you're cooked.
Damn.
Yeah, it's happened
Yeah,
a lot of times.
Nicholas?
How much of Lethal Company do you know about it? Because we brought it up.
I
We never
I
played
don't
it.
know really anything about. I know that you go out and collect shit. That's about all I know. And there's monsters.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
game
I
has
still
no
think
real
you
like.
should play it.
There's no real story. There's no real point to the game. You just keep going to see how many rounds you can go.
Yeah. Just got ice
Okay.
cream. Let's go.
Ice cream?
Yeah, I'm on Act 2. Not real life.
All right. So, any other games you want to bring up before I choose something at random?
Lethal Company.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it called? We gotta bring it up. Among Us.
Oh. You know, I also never played Among Us.
That's
Ever.
crazy. How have you haven't played Among Us or Lethal
You
Company?
have
It's
the
crazy.
game.
Yeah, I have the game because my brother played it with you guys.
We've played Lethal Company
Yeah.
with Fahmid and and Among Us with Fahmid.
Yeah. Wait, you played Lethal Company with him?
I'm pretty sure I recall playing Lethal Company with him.
Damn.
I cannot recall.
It's something. I've
crazy.
definitely played a few games with Fahmid though.
You have the
he
game,
plays a
Mohammed?
lot more than me.
Mohammed, do you have Lethal Company?
I'm not sure. I can check, but I'm not sure. I don't think I do because I never bought it. My brother may have.
If you don't have it, literally just go buy it today, and then we could play a different day. I would
Okay.
love to see your reactions.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound fun. Not gonna lie. Wait, so you work for like this company, right? And you just go
Imagine
out
it's
and, like,
Amazon.
the team.
Yeah, you just recover stuff and you sell it back to the company to make the company a profit, and
And you
then
work together as a team, right, to like get all the
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
if
That's
everyone
cool.
dies, the ship takes off and you lose all your money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But what's the objective? Like, is there a further
See how many
goal?
rounds you can go.
yeah. It's just like every
Oh,
3 days, you have to reach a goal. Like say the first goal is like $130. That's pretty easy to do. Like it's a couple items, and then it's like I think 200 something, then 300, then like 500, 800,000, and then like you just
Ah,
keep going every 3 days. You know, you gotta hit the amount.
there's also like harder maps and like easier maps.
Yeah, you have to pay money to go to the harder maps. They'll have more loot, but they're also just so much scarier.
I
Do
see.
you, Nicholas? Do you remember when we were playing? We because there's an event in a lethal company called an eclipse, right? And it like messes with
Yeah.
monsters, so they'll spawn a lot sooner. We went to the last map of the game, which is called Titan, and so we're landing, and as we're landing, you could see two giants just standing outside, and so we just immediately put the ship back into fly, and we just take off.
Yeah.
We got $0.
Two
Hey, we
giants.
gotta go to
Yeah,
Titan. I
Uh,
need to play with the company again.
yeah, we should definitely get back on that with
If
mods.
Muhammad, if you get into it, we could play 4-person with mods.
okay, I'm done. All right,
No, now I don't wanna. I don't wanna play anymore.
that's crazy.
Huh?
All right, so oof. I'm gonna bring up some games you guys at least know about because there's a lot of games on this list that like I know about that you guys may not have played. But I know Nicholas hasn't played this one, but Genshin Impact.
All right, I'm gonna go take a pee break.
Go for it.
Well,
I I I like the game, and you can technically play with others, but it's also a gotcha.
it's really not like a multiplayer game though, you know.
Yeah, it's not really. I do love the music. But that's that's a separate thing. I can enjoy the music without. I really liked it at first, but eventually I just got tired of it.
If
Yeah,
there was like a darker version of Genshin Impact, maybe I'd like it, but like the game just feels too like
a
cutesy.
darker version, kind of like Elden Ring or like that kind of deal.
A little bit above Elden Ring in terms of like dark, because like it would still be a gacha game, right? But like,
Hmm.
um, yeah, something just a bit above that, because it just the game just feels too cutesy, right?
I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Um, yeah. I don't really have too much else to say on Genshin. I played it for a long time, just like doing the dailies and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's a decent game. Like if you play it, yeah, awesome, good
Yeah,
for you. Um,
the
like
community
everyone
gets
in.
like a lot of slack. Like Genshin Impact players, they get like bullied a lot, but it's like I don't care, dude. Just play the game that you enjoy. If you're gonna
Yeah,
be if you're gonna be weird about it, then don't tell me about it. But like, if you have fun, then do you?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Genshin, if I had to rate it, I don't know, I'd probably give it like it's a decent game, right? Like
7?
I'd play it. 7.5 probably.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Um, yeah. All right, I'm gonna choose another game that I know Nicholas hasn't played. Um, just so because he's not here.
Yeah.
Um, Pokemon. I'm kidding. All right. So, man, I'll take this time to talk about a game that I don't think you may have played either.
Mm,
What Remains of Edith Finch? Have you heard of it?
nope.
Yeah. So, it's I finished it because it was a very short game. It's very, very brief. It's like a story-based game. You play as like a first person as this character who's going. I don't remember exactly because it's been a while since I played it, but it's basically you're this you're a daughter of this like family, I think, and you're basically going back to the house that you grew up in, right? And it's
Mm,
like a really weird house, a really strange house, like in the woods, right? And it has this like really weird structure where it's like a house, but then it has multiple layers built up onto it, on top of it,
mm.
kind of like the burrow from Harry Potter, like
Oh yeah,
Ron
yeah, yeah.
Weasley. Yeah, yeah, kind of like that. And so it's just a really strange house, and basically you go in and you're just like exploring it, right? And there's flashbacks when you discover certain items, so it's kind of telling the story of what happened in the house.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think you'll ever play it, but I couldn't even give you spoilers because I don't even remember what happened. So yeah, but I remember it being like pretty good, and I know it's like pretty highly rated, like in general, and it's like a couple hour game, but it's like one that you like just go in and like experience the story and like it's cool and you stop.
That reminds me
Um,
of a game I played called Firewatch, where you play as like a
yeah, I remember Firewatch as well. Yeah, did you
yeah.
finish it
Yeah,
or?
yeah, I finished the game. I played it at a friend's house, and like he was like, "Yo, you should check the game out." I think he'd be like, he wants to see my reaction to playing it, and like I played it over
Yeah,
a couple hours, and I beat the game, and it was a pretty cool game.
I'm back. What game?
yeah.
Firewatch.
I remember watching the game, but it didn't seem like something I would play. I think it's like the first walking simulator that like inspired others.
Yeah, I mean Firewatch is more like an experience than it is like a video game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like Death
It's
Stranding. What
very
do you guys think about Death Stranding?
Never played it.
I really want to play it, but I know it's very like graphic in nature. So like I never cuz I used to share my room with my brother and I could play it now, but the thing is I don't have the PlayStation now cuz the our controller broke and I don't want to buy a new one cuz that shit's expensive.
Hmm.
Oh, and I don't really use PlayStation anymore. So I don't know. But I really do want. Oh wait. No, I'm dumb. I have it. I have it on Steam.
Stupid.
I have it on Steam. I should play it. I should play it. Yeah.
There's so many backlog games that we need to catch up on that we'll never catch up on because it's too much work to catch up on.
Yeah, I'd rather
Yeah.
just sit and watch YouTube for 6 hours than go to bed.
Top 10 horror stories.
Number 7, Burger King foot lettuce.
That guy's an actual YouTuber.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not like
know.
this again, but
Yeah.
like
It's
that's
funny.
crazy.
It is funny. Hilarious. Okay. I'm gonna talk about really quickly. Um, because I'm gonna make it as brief as possible because I'm fairly certain so that you guys haven't played a lot of these games because
What's
you
that
guys play
supposed
like
to
a lot.
mean?
What happened?
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, look
No,
at
no, no. We
Mr.
we
Cool
obviously
Guy.
have
Oh,
very
he
like
plays all these unique niche
His mom
games.
buys him everything.
He's like, you guys have probably never heard of this before.
It's called Pokemon.
yeah.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
I'm just gonna list like a bunch of games I've played. That I just want to bring up that you guys probably have heard of, but probably haven't played just because they're not like down your alley.
Hmm.
Um, but if you have played them or you wanna say something, just let me know.
Gotcha.
Um, so I'm gonna start with the ones I'm fairly certain you guys have never played, and then I'll get more and more like maybe you have. So
Should I start
City
gaslighting
Skyline.
him? No, I
What'd you
played
say?
that.
You
I'm gonna
play
start
City Skyline?
gaslighting you and say I played everything. I haven't played that.
No, I haven't played it
Yeah.
either.
It's another city builder, right?
Yeah, it's a city builder. It's like one of the more like pure city builders, and like it's very realistic, very in depth. Like you can manage traffic and you can add mods to make it even more like realistic as well.
Mm.
But yeah, it's one of the like really pure city builders that deals with like water management, waste management, energy, just all of that like full on just city development. And it's like it's really good. It's really amazing. But the thing is like it has like a bajillion DLCs, right? Which you can like get them for cheap usually, but it's like hard to tell which ones are worth it, which ones are not. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I think it's probably one of the best peer city builders. Kingdom and Castles I mentioned sounds also really good. Farthest Frontier is like Kingdoms and Castles, but like a little bit harder,
I
Hmm.
a
think he
little bit
likes
more.
kingdoms and castles.
City builders are very up your alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I've played a lot of them. So yeah, that's three I mentioned. Stranded, Alien Dawn. It's really good. It's also another like kind of city builder. You're trapped in you're stranded in this alien planet, and
Snap alien, I'm stuck.
it's it's really cool. Um, now maybe you've heard of this one. have any of you heard of Satisfactory?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't played it myself though.
Yeah, so
same.
it's
I
it's like
have it.
a what?
I have it,
You have
but
it?
I never
Oh,
played it. It's multiplayer,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it's like a management game where you have to build like a factory, like upgrade stuff. It's kind of like what's that super hardcore um
The zombie
God,
game.
huh?
The zombie game.
No, no, it's like it's a management game where like you're trapped on an alien planet and you have to like make a ship to launch off. I forgot
Kerbal
what it's
Space
called.
Program.
No, not Corpus. Oh, it's just on the tip of my tongue. It's what is it?
Oh, it's Alien Planet Spaceship Launch Simulator.
No.
What?
Alien Planet Spaceship Launch Simulator.
Okay, never mind. I forgot. But yeah, it's like
Too
a
for
management
gore.
game. Anyways, uh, Satisfactory is like decent. Another one I want to bring up though, that's like a city builder ish, is Dwarf Fortress. Now they recently updated it to like make it like actually like not ridiculously hard to play. But by hard to play is I mean that I played it like way before when it was like ASCII art, right? It uses like symbols for everything.
Mm.
And I still really enjoyed it. Basically, you run this like dwarf caravan and you burrow into a mountain and like build them a giant base and like you do all the get them food and they start mining everything. It's really fun, and I've really been wanting to try.
Miners. Sorry,
Yeah, miners.
Ah, miners. Ah.
that was
Yeah.
such a
Okay.
silly bit.
Now I have a couple left, and I think you guys might have heard of this one, Disco Elysium.
I've
Heard
heard
of
of
You
it,
heard
it?
but
of
I've
it?
never played it.
I
Yeah,
think I pirated it.
it's really good. It's like a D&D like kind of where you have to roll die for like certain like actions,
Hmm.
Yeah, I
and
have
it's
it.
like just a story based game. It's really fun. You guys should
The
try it, I think.
developers are telling you to pirate the game, by the way, because I think they got bought out and
Really?
they hate them. Yeah, so I pirated it.
Wow,
I've never played it.
that's
Nice.
hilarious.
I was just looking at my Steam library, like from my phone, and
Yeah.
these
Hmm.
are all games we already talked about. Like, I am like friends with a lot of fighting game players, so I do pick up fighting games here and there, like Tekken, Uni, Rivals of Aether. I mean, like, so I've played some of those.
What's
Mhm.
you mean? Under Night in whatever.
Yeah, Under Night in Birth.
I've seen that game, but I have no idea what it's about.
It's just a fighting game, right? I'm playing it with these guys, but I'm playing it very casually because I'm not a fighting game player. So if I play against them,
Yeah,
I'm getting like tossed, right?
Yeah,
But
that's
it
fair.
is cool to just like get into these games with friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, recently I
Um.
haven't been playing many games.
Yeah, that's
I
fair. I
just
mean,
picked up
sometimes like on and
Supervive.
off.
Try Supervive.
I mean, I'm down to try it out.
Try Supervive right now. Right now.
Okay, say less. Okay, guys, I'll see you later. I'm gonna go play Supervive.
All right.
What's next?
Um. Uh. I want to mention two more really briefly, and then I'll get into ones that I think you guys definitely have played. So, Banner Saga, I want to give like a really big shout out because Banner Saga, it's a turn-based game,
Mm.
turn-based RPG. I think it's fantastic. The story and like the scenes when you travel in between things is just like it's gorgeous.
It's a turn-based
Um,
city builder.
no, not City Builder. It's a
No,
RPG,
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
turn-based RPG. Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna ask, do you
Um,
guys have the patience to play RPGs these days, like turn-based random encounters? Because I don't think I have the patience anymore.
I really enjoy those types of games. So,
Yeah,
I feel like I
but
used to, but I can't anymore.
I'll still play them.
Like I'll try. Like I have a bunch of pirated like turn-based like
You mean
Pokemon collector
legally?
like
You mean legally
legally found
purchased?
on my USB drive or whatever. I don't know, but I don't have the
Oh,
patience to play anymore. I
you
don't know
were
why.
gifted them by the internet.
Yes.
Um,
I forget what we're talking
Another
about.
turn-based RPG, XCOM 2. I don't know if you guys have heard of XCOM, probably.
I think
The
everyone's heard of XCOM.
Yeah, XCOM is really good.
My
XCOM
brother
is
has
really
played
fun.
a lot of these games. My oldest brother has played, so it's like,
Mhm.
but we have very different like taste in video games.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it depends on the person as well. Like you're just
Mm.
all right. So
I love the concept of XCOM, but I can't play XCOM.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Do
All
you?
right. Yeah, because like sometimes it just like it's tedious, like micromanaging and like moving here, moving there, making
Yeah,
sure I don't get seen by the alien, get fucking headshot. Like
Yeah.
it's tedious at times.
And then you lose the character, and you're like, okay, I'm done playing.
Yeah, because if they die, that's it. Like your
yeah.
character is gone.
Yeah, it's
X
So
permadeath.
XCOM is like Western Fire Emblem.
True.
that's an interesting way to think about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, okay. Do you want to do Fire Emblem next? But there's so many Fire Emblem games. It's like,
I've never played one.
I liked Fire Emblem back on the Game Boy. Recent Fire Emblem games are like dating simulators with some battle tactics thrown in. Like I see nothing about gameplay anymore. All I see now is, yo, this character belongs with this character. I'm not trying to hear nothing about it. Like, bro, tell me about the gameplay. Like old Fire Emblem, like the one with Allywood, Hector, and Lynn. I forget what it's called. I think it's like
yeah,
Sacred Swords. But yeah, like that game, great battle, like great gameplay. The characters were cool to look at. But like, it's not like a dating simulator. I don't care who ends up with who.
yeah, yeah. Nicholas, have
Isn't
you
that more
you
about the
definitely
fandom, or is that just built into the game?
No, I'm talking about they pushed it more in later games.
yeah,
Because it sells better.
Yeah.
probably yeah. I played like the original Game Boy one, like the first one, of the first ones, and I played. I never finished any just because like it's just very long games usually,
Mm-hmm.
and I played like one of the DS. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they were fun for sure.
Who was the main
Um,
character? Do you remember what the main character looked like?
um, you got to choose. It was either a boy or a girl, I think.
Uh,
Um, and then he was raised by this like evil family, but
oh, that's
he actually belonged to like, and then he thought he was stolen. Like it was something like that.
it was Fire Emblem.
I
What's
remember.
it called? I know the exact game. Like one is like Western, like they're like European. The other one's Japanese, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what the game is called. That's one of those
You
games
can
that
look
like
it up.
later on it became like dating simulators. It's like which of your siblings do you want to
Oh,
date?
is it Three Houses? Wait,
No, Three Houses
no,
is
no,
Three
new.
Houses
that's
just
the
came
one.
out.
Yeah, well, Three Houses
Yeah,
has
yeah.
been out for a while, but this one's like
Oh wait. I got it. I got it.
it's
What is
like
it?
Fire Emblem. Uh,
Is it? Wait, let me see.
I know Shadow Dragon's the one with the Marth. I know they have like
There's Awakening, Echoes, Conquest. Oh, it might be Conquest.
yeah, it's probably Conquest. I think. I
Yeah, it's
know.
Conquest.
Yeah, I know Awakening's the one with like Crom in them.
Yeah.
Awakening's DS, I think. And it's Awakening of Fates.
I really like Fire Emblem, even though it's like turn based. It's like one of those games that just like I kind of grew up with. Like I played really early on, and like I just like it in general. And I like I said, I like tactic games in general, so even more kind of elevates it for me. What about you guys?
Yeah, Fire Emblem like is one of those games I played back on the DS, and that got me into like battle strategies, tactics, and stuff. I played
Yeah.
the Sacred Swords originally, then I played the Sacred Stones. I played Awakening when it came to DS and stuff, but I played it a while later. I played Conquest for a bit. I just forgot what the name was, or I'm just trying to remember like what I like thought the name was. It's whatever, but like yeah, the new ones. I played Three Houses for a bit. I didn't enjoy Three Houses that much, but yeah, I do like Fire Emblem a lot.
Yeah.
I have no opinion on the game. I have never played one.
Oh wow, okay. Interesting.
'Cause it was like back in the day, your parents only buy you whatever
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
get
Yeah.
Yeah.
every now and then.
All right. That since we're talking about Fire Emblem like a big series, I think we should do the really big series. Because I think we there's a lot to talk about with them.
Mm.
You want to start off with the big hitters or start off a little bit on
Just
the
jump
chill
into it.
side?
Just pick any.
Okay. Legend of Zelda.
Which one?
Just as a collective, we can't talk about every single one. It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
take
be
forever.
honest.
Uh,
I've only played 2 Legend of Zelda games.
Yeah, I haven't played that many either. I'm gonna be honest.
I
I
played
I
have to get
played
it.
Minish Cap on Game
Minish
Boy
Cap is really good. Minish Cap,
Advance.
Game Boy. Yeah.
I got stuck in the Sky area and I just quit because I was a dumb kid that didn't know about game FAQs. Uh, After that, I don't think I've played any. I know like a lot of people praise Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. I never had the opportunity to play those.
I played
Besides that, I played.
oh my
Oh, go
bad.
ahead.
You go ahead, you go ahead.
There's also a GameCube Four Swords. That game's actually really fun. You can play multiplayer, and it's like I don't know how to explain the game. It's like mission based. Uh, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it's one of my favorite. I think I like it. I'm not sure if I like it more than Breath of the Wild, just because it's multiplayer.
Would
It's
you
really
consider
fun. It's a good experience.
Would you consider Breath of the Wild a Legend of Zelda game?
I mean,
It
yeah.
has The Legend of Zelda in the title.
Yeah, so technically, right? Even though it's
Yeah.
such a long series, and there's so many like games.
Well, I
It's
mean,
like,
every Legend of Zelda game is a different timeline. It's like different like life cycle, because like Link and
mm,
Zelda and Ganon are all like reborn like over and over again, right? So it's like
uh,
Breath of the Wild and Wind Waker are the only 2 games I've played for like the whole series.
You guys ever play Phantom Hourglass
No,
on the DS?
no.
Yeah. I played it, but I don't remember how I got it.
I have what's it called? Not Breath of the Wild. Is it Tears of the Kingdom? But I just do not
Yeah.
have any desire to play it.
That's fair.
Sure.
I think Breath of the Wild was like a unique one-time thing. I played Tears of the Kingdom to completion. Just had an obligation because I felt like, oh, I enjoyed Breath of the Wild so much, I should try this one out. But I think it's not completely different. It feels like the same game, but it doesn't feel as good.
Hmm. Yeah, that
Yeah.
reminds me of Spider-Man actually,
Ooh,
like
we
the
can
new
talk
one.
about Spider-Man.
Yeah, the new one. Like
Yeah.
I liked Spider-Man the first one more than I liked the second one, which is weird because like I mean I played Miles Morales, right? But like Miles Morales felt more like a DLC than a whole game. But then Spider-Man
hmm
2 came out and it just I had no desire to finish the game.
Yeah.
I just picked
My
up Feed on the final floor, Slay the Spire. Let's go. Sorry.
Nice. What were you gonna say, Mohammed?
my brother like absolutely loves Spider-Man. He's 100% it like 2 times, I think.
Hmm.
So yeah, he wanted he's just waiting for 2 to release on, well, I think it has released on PC. I'm not 100% sure about that.
Hmm.
But he wants the price to go down because I'm probably not gonna buy for him, so he's gonna have to buy himself. I
Yeah.
mean, I might, I probably will, but uh, when the price goes down, he's really excited to play it. So yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
think it's
probably like,
definitely like if you're a fan of the series, you definitely play it.
yeah. He loved Miles Morales too, but he said it was too short for the price.
Yeah, no, it's
Um,
definitely not worth all paying all that money.
yeah, but good games for sure.
Hmm.
All right, next. Well, yeah, I don't have too much to say on Zelda because I haven't played many of them. I like at all.
Hmm.
So, obviously it's like a goated series, but I have to get more into it before I, have like a more of an opinion. The next one we might have more to talk about. Since we're going with the big hitters, we might as well talk about this one. Um, Pokemon. So,
Early Pokemon was some of the best games I've ever played, and it's just late recently. I mean, honestly though, I can't lie.
yeah,
Scarlet and Violet were like very fun games. Like after like having like my hopes dashed with Sword and Shield of like good Pokemon
yeah,
games, like I
yeah,
really thoroughly enjoyed Scarlet and Violet.
yeah.
I could
Sun and
not.
Moon. Sword and Shield.
I tried the opening cutscene, or how do I explain it? I played it. I didn't like it.
I mean, that's fair.
But I only played like the first 2 hours. It was definitely not optimized for the Switch.
The
Uh,
exploration in that game and all that stuff, like I played through one part of the story and then I didn't like play through the other, and so I got to this one trainer battle, and like it's one of the rival fights, and I think like, okay, this is gonna be easy, right? It's gonna be a breeze. And then he pulls out two level 70 Pokemon on me while my team is like level 40s, and I just realized, oh, okay, I should probably like play through like everything before I start going to like the deeper like levels of exploration.
oh yeah, because it's like open world, quote unquote, but there's still like a predetermined path you should follow, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I Pokemon. I mean, we don't even really have to talk about Pokemon. Like Pokemon, like especially the original games are so good that you literally have a whole flourishing like area of like ROM hacks and all of that,
Hmm.
and like people will play the game constantly and like find different evolutions. And you on YouTube, I always see like the hardest Nuzlocke challenge, right? And there's just so many like constant evolutions of this game, and it feels like it just never gets old. Even though maybe some of the newer ones might not be as like up to par. Uh, I think everything like X and Y and like before is just like perfection. We don't really have to talk much about it, I think.
One thing though about a Pokemon recently, it feels like I've been getting better Pokemon game experiences from the fans who make ROM hacks and stuff than I have from the
Yeah,
actual Pokemon company.
yeah,
Game
which
Freak,
is
yeah, Game Freak has definitely
yeah.
dropped the ball. I mean, they picked
Have
it
you
back
guys
up. I
tried?
do. I did like Sword and Shield a lot. I mean, not Sword and Shield, Scarlet and Violet a lot. Like, I will reiterate, like, I think those are good Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Have
Okay.
you guys
I have
tried Pokemon
yeah.
Rogue
Go ahead,
recently
Nicholas.
or no?
Sorry.
Oh, I did, yeah,
That game was fun.
yeah. I thought it was decent for sure.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
That's all right. Um. Sorry, I talked over you.
You're good.
Um. What's your favorite Pokemon game?
Platinum.
I grew
Or,
up with
It's
Ruby, so
Platinum
I
for
have to
me
say
too.
Ruby.
well, actually, maybe no Emerald. That's the Emerald.
Yeah, it's between Emerald and Platinum for me.
Yeah.
I think they're both amazing games.
I never got to play Gen 4, so I can't have an opinion on that. Like, I could, but it'll be, what's it called? Not incorrect. Uninformed? Uh,
Yeah. I That's all right. I mean, I just love everything about Gen 4. Like I love all the starters. I love Giratina, Palkia, Arceus. Oh my god. Like they're all just like incredible. Dialga. Like
Okay, so actually, I realized my favorite Pokemon game is actually probably Pokemon Soul Silver.
oh,
Yeah.
dude, they're all so good. Now that you mention it, I'm like, god damn.
Heart
Soul
Gold and
Silver's so
Soul
good.
Silver were so much fun.
Man, it makes me want to replay them almost. Like they're actually such good games. Like all of them.
Yeah.
Straight up. Man. It's also because we have like so much nostalgia for them as well, right?
Mhm.
It's like, yeah. All right, we should probably move on. We could probably talk about Pokemon forever.
Pokemon could be its own whole podcast.
Yeah, honestly. Um, you guys remember when we did the Soul Link, the triple Soul Link?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever finished. We got, like, to the
No, we got
end.
we got to the Elite
We got
Four,
to the Elite
and then
Four,
we stopped.
and then we wiped, and we had to use all our garbage
Uh,
Pokemon. We're like, we're not doing this.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I consider that a loss.
Yeah.
it was a nice try though. It
Hmm.
was close.
How many times did we pick up a new Soul Link game? I think we did it, like, 3 or 4 times.
We did it a
We did it
decent
three
amount.
times. What's crazy is I remember at all three Soul Links, I found a shiny Pokemon. Like the
That's
odds
Isn't
are,
it, like,
insane.
natural odds, too?
yeah, it was just natural odds. There was no like
Yeah.
extra bonuses or anything. I remember it was a Scorupi. It was like it's I forgot the other two, but I do remember finding one shiny Pokemon in all three.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yakuza. I know Saeed may not have played Yakuza,
I played
He's
them like
played
but
briefly.
0.
I played
so
Like a Dragon too for a
Nicholas.
little bit, but I have not gotten that far in any of the games.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
I've
Uh,
played the full series and the most recent one, Infinite Wealth, and there's the new one coming out on February where you play as Majima but as a pirate. I don't think. Side, do you even know who Majima is?
I don't think he was introduced like in the game I was playing yet.
Yeah, it's Yakuza Zero. You played it, but I don't think you got that far. You just went around and beat up random people, and then you're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, it's all
You quit.
literally all I did.
I think the plot of Yakuza is it's like really good. I don't know how to explain it. It's Yakuza Zero is a really special story. I don't know the exact way to
I,
describe it, but it's very compelling. It's very emotional.
when I played Yakuza 0, it was the first time in a very long time that I felt like a story really moved me. And I
Yeah,
felt like holy shit, like I'm invested in the characters, I'm invested in the story, and I actually want to like see what happens. The only other games that have done that to me, it's been very few times. There was Red Dead Redemption 2 that did that for me. But that was just everything, just the immersion and the graphics, just everything coming
Hmm.
together. It felt like a movie. And way back, like from like the Uncharted games. Yeah.
I've
Uh,
played also like sorry to cut you off, but like 1 and 2 and 3
you're
or
good.
whatever. They're also good stories, but they don't stand up in comparison to Zero. Also, the recent
Yeah.
ones, so Like a Dragon and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I also like this story, but not as much as Zero. Zero is one of I think it's the best
Yeah.
in
Zero
the
is so
series.
good. Zero is
It's
incredible.
like you have to try it again.
I mean, yeah,
I,
I'll
I
pick it
feel like
back
you
up.
have to. Yeah,
Yeah.
completion.
Yeah, I mean
Also, the
the
side quests are some of the best. It's just really good humor too.
yeah the characters like are just also just so like I mean the characters are legendary. Majima's like I haven't seen him yet, but like, I know like I hear about him constantly. There's just a lot of big characters from Yakuza that I gotta see.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'd say Yakuza 0 is easily in my top three games. I know I said Elder Scrolls is like my favorite, but that's like a lot of nostalgia and stuff. I think legitimately for like in general, I think Yakuza 0 is like up there with one of the best
I didn't
games.
list it, but I would also agree with that.
Yeah. Um, all right,
It's like one of those
since
games where
I'm
you play and you don't want it to end.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's it's incredible. It's an experience. Um, since I mentioned it, Red Dead Redemption 2. Have you guys played it? I know Nicholas might not have.
I played
I
Red
have
Dead
it
Redemption 1.
downloaded.
I just wasn't that big on the games.
That's fair.
I do get it though. Like it's got like incredible like storytelling. The world is very expansive. Like there's a lot of stuff to look at, but like
Yeah.
I just don't think like Red Dead's like the game for me.
Yeah, that's fair. Like obviously, not every game's for every person.
Yeah.
But yeah, Red Dead 2, I haven't finished it, but my brother has and he's just begging me to play it. I've played a couple hours, and the thing is I have like other shit to do, so I would play a couple hours and then I'd stop and then I'd want to replay from the beginning again. It's like the story is just so good and like it really is like it's definitely something special. Like when I do get to it, it's gonna be I feel like it's gonna be one of my new favorite games of all time. Um, but yeah, uh, since we've been talking for a very long time, so I'm gonna like speed things up a little bit. Um, Diablo, Diablo 3 in particular, because I haven't played the other ones.
Yeah.
But
One
you've
minute.
played Diablo 3 and 4.
Diablo 3 is better than Diablo 4. Like definitively, I'm gonna say like I get it. Some people like Diablo 4 more, but for me, like Diablo 3 just has like an X factor that Diablo 4 does not have.
I see. I
I'm
haven't
back. I
played 4.
think I might like Diablo 3, but my early experience of it honestly was kind of ruined by you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
only just got rushed to endgame content. I'm like, what am I doing? What's at stake?
No, I
yeah.
think
We
you
And
should
should
have
I
just
kind of just
restarted
fell
it.
off.
yeah you should just play through the story.
Yeah,
It's definitely worth. The story is also not bad. I will give Diablo 4 this. Diablo 4 has a better story than Diablo 3. Like I was actually invested in the story in Diablo 4. It was actually pretty fun to play through.
yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Diablo 3, I legitimately wanted the story to end so I can get to endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. But the end game is really fun. It's like I played it for like solo for a very long time, and then once Saeed joined, like we I remember staying up and just grinding.
Yeah,
Diablo 3. It's a lot of fun for
games.
sure.
It's very easy to just throw hours away into that game.
Yeah. Very easy. Very easy. Okay. This one. Okay. Big one coming. Big one. Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy. So I think this one's one of those that's just like it's almost impossible to cover because there's so many games and so
Hmm.
many like they're so different almost like that it's like you know even though so I have this little like asterisk here where I say tactics because Final Fantasy Tactics was like the first one Final Fantasy I played and it's like so different
Hmm.
but it's also like it stays in that same vein but obviously it's like a Game Boy game it's like very like um early on but I think as like as the as we see like the later games, I think tactics is like it's such a like for me personally, it's just like so good. Like because I love the tactics aspects and the characters and everything and like eh, I played it recently and like just like starting off and like I have a really like big nostalgia for like Game Boy games and like when I play them I just get like just excited. It's a lot of fun, and I haven't played a lot of Fantasy games, but I have played, of course, like the Seven remake.
Hmm.
Yeah, and obviously it's incredible. Very good games.
I've played a decent amount of Final Fantasy games. I've played the early ones like on Steam because like they put them up there. I played 7, the first one for a bit. I played 10. I played 13, 15, 16. Uh, and like I do think 15 is my favorite out of all of them, but like Final Fantasy
Yeah,
10 is probably my second favorite Final Fantasy game because like the story, the characters are just like funny. Uh,
yeah,
and it was like my first introduction to like turn-based combat, and like I was a kid when Final Fantasy 10 like when I was playing it, and so it was
yeah,
just like some enemies were so scary to me, but some were like it was just cool seeing my characters get stronger and stuff.
yeah. Nicholas, you ever
Oh,
play
it's
any
still
Final
unmuted.
Fantasy?
I've only played Tactics, but I remember nothing about the story, just the gameplay, because I was just a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
my only real experience would be Final Fantasy 15, the card game, because you told me to play it. And then I don't have that much experience. I played for like 2 hours, but it was such like my PC is shitting itself, so I can't even fully experience it. I feel.
I think when you upgrade your PC, you should try it again because like it's one of my favorite. Like the ending to the game, I know is like controversial for people. I'm not gonna like spoil the ending of the game, but like some people didn't like
Yeah.
it, but I personally think it was like very very well done.
If I have nothing else to do, I will definitely try it. But it's also like I have negative attention span these days.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Also, like Final Fantasy games, the plot is sometimes very confusing.
I just like how
yeah.
it's four guys in a car and they're chilling.
Yeah, you could honestly like you never have to progress story. You could just chill, drive around, get stronger, get food, go to hotels and shit. Just hang out with your boys for a while.
That was pretty cool.
I think I
Yeah.
got to like
Honestly,
the first point of interest and then I stopped.
One cool thing though, like this is just such a small thing, but you can be like a cheap ass and you can always just camp out, right? But like the more you camp out, like the characters talk about, yo, I feel so dirty right now. Their clothes will look dirtier, and then when you like actually go to like a hotel, like your clothes will be cleaner. Like your characters will have like they'll be cheerier. You know, they'll tell more jokes and stuff. But when you
that's
camp out a
cool.
lot, you could tell your guys are tired.
Nice. All right, Mario.
Mario, just Mario.
I just wrote Mario because I'm not writing all the
I've
Mario, Super Mario
It's Mario.
Bros, Mario Kart.
I played Mario Sunshine on the GameCube. I played Super Mario 64, and then the rest of like Mario, I really haven't touched.
It's a good platforming game. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, I mean it's Mario. It's legendary. Everybody knows about
Yeah.
it. You know, it's like one of those series. It's one of those franchises that's like global. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not a Nintendo head though, right? Like, I do like a lot of Nintendo games, but like Nintendo's not like my favorite like game like content or game creator.
Yeah. For me, it's Mario Kart. I still remember in like middle school having my DS
Mm.
and playing Mario Kart like versus the boys. Like that was fun. That was
Mario
fun.
Kart
So
DS was great.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, I don't, I never played the platformer. Like I wasn't super into platformers, so but Mario Kart, like for me personally, is like like fond memories. Um, all right, Stardew Valley. I
Good
I've
I
game.
never
I'm glad
played
really
they
it.
added multiplayer. I don't like how it introduced the genre of a billion. What's it called? A billion farming games or farming sims.
yeah. I I've never played Animal Crossing, although I know like that's pretty popular. What are your thoughts on Animal Crossing, Nicholas?
I grew up with it. It was my favorite. It was not my favorite game, but it was one of my favorite games as a kid.
Hmm.
I like Animal
Uh,
Crossing a
Right?
lot. As a kid, I didn't own the game, but my cousin did, and so I would go to her house, and I built my house on her island too. And so it's like the only times I'd see the villagers and like do stuff was when I was like over at her house. And so like even now, like when during COVID when New Horizons came out, like the game was just a whole lot of fun. I spent so much time in that game. Like it gives you an experience, like such a just a relaxing experience. Like
it also came out during COVID, which is like the best time to come out.
yeah, exactly. I know so many people who would never play Animal Crossing who played it then.
Yeah. I never played Animal Crossing. Like I just didn't grow up with it. But I did play Harvest Moon. So Harvest Moon was kind of like my Animal Crossing, even though it's like different.
Mhm.
Um, I just really love Harvest Moon. And when Stardew Valley came out and I first played it, it reminded me so much of Harvest Moon that also when I say Harvest Moon, I mean the Game Boy version. Friends of Mineral Town.
Yeah,
That's the one
guy with the
I
blue cat.
yeah. Um, and Stardew Valley, like I played for a very long time, but eventually, like even those like games you could play kind of endlessly. Eventually, I stopped and tended toward other games, other things. But Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley will always like be one of those like games for me. Like I said, I've never played Animal Crossing. What's the game like about? It's pretty just chill, right?
Yeah, there's no story or
It's just
anything.
lifestyle.
You just chill out. You get animals on your island. You talk to them. You give them gifts. They give you gifts. You build like a museum. You put up like fossils and art pieces and like collect fish and bugs. You decorate a house. You upgrade your island. That's literally the whole thing.
You pay back your loan.
Yeah, I
Pay back
remember.
your
It's pretty much
loan.
just a life sim.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a way to abuse it, like to get a lot of money in New Horizons. But back in the day,
Yeah.
like when you're playing the old Animal Crossing, like on the GameCube, you just had to grind. Like that was it. You work your hardest to pay off that loan, and that was it.
You know how games have like dailies these days? Imagine
Yeah.
kind of like that, except you could play forever if you wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. All right, just a couple more, and then we'll wrap this up. The Last of Us. Have you guys played that?
Nope.
No, I watched the
I
whole
played.
game. Good story.
Yeah, I played the first one. I haven't played the second one because I was just like, I saw like a video on it, and I just didn't really like the direction they took it in. Like, I don't even know if there's spoilers by now. I mean, if you don't even know, I mean, um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think everyone
Joel,
knows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
Well, I'm
killed
just
Joel.
gonna
the
say,
favorite character,
Joel leaving
and
the main
then
cast.
yeah,
Leaving the main
yeah,
cast.
Joel leaving the main cast. It just and how they did it, especially like how he left.
Yeah.
It just really left like a really bad taste in my mouth. And I just, like if you're gonna build up a character like that in the first and then just completely just
Just throw him
I don't
away.
know.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's also like he's so intertwined into the story. It's like, do you need to make a second one without him? But like, you could, but would it be worth it? Is the question.
I will say
Yeah,
this:
exactly.
it's a bold decision, but like it's also very realistic for the apocalypse. Where like this person who's like so crucial to everything, he just gets clipped.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I played the first one. It's very good. I honestly am very surprised that I finished it it's not horror game, but it definitely has those like elements of
Oh
horror.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm very surprised I finished the game. I played it. Um, I played it with my brother, usually watching. Like we'd play together, so it wasn't like terrible. Um, but yeah, I remember the bloaters. I don't know if that's what they're called, but those shits were like disgusting and
Yeah.
ridiculous. Would
Um
take like RPG shots to
the
kill 'em.
the clickers was like such a scary concept for a monster.
Yeah, yeah. You make any sound, and they get you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other games you guys want to bring up? I definitely didn't mention any. Uh, sorry. I mean, I didn't mention everything. We can't. There's no way we can mention
Yeah.
every single game. But is there any other like franchises or particular games you guys want to bring up?
Devil May
Not at
Cry.
the current moment.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, Devil May Cry. I never played them, unfortunately. What are your
I've
experiences with?
I've played Devil May Cry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I played the DMC, the reboot, and I mean we don't talk about that game, but Devil May Cry just has to be one of my favorite franchises of all time. It's the perfect hack and slash game. It's got incredibly like good characters, like the coolest characters like probably I've seen in most like out of most video games. I think Dante and Virgil are just some of the best written like siblings in all of video games. The writing isn't crazy, like, but it's a hack and slash game, where people say like cheesy lines and shit, but like it just does everything that it does perfectly.
Yeah. Would you recommend it even like now? Like
Oh,
if I were to
absolutely.
play it,
Yeah, 100%.
where do you think I should start?
I mean, you
Like,
could play Devil May Cry 1, right? Like, to get
yeah,
introduced to like Dante, because he is the protagonist across everything, except for Devil May Cry 4. Like for half the game, he's not the protagonist, and Devil May Cry 5, he's not the protagonist the whole time. But yeah, it's just you get introduced to him, you realize like how much he changes over time. Because Devil May Cry 1, Dante is a pretty like he's relatively serious. He's like kind of no nonsense. He just does his shit, and then Devil May Cry 3 comes around, and you're like, this guy's all jokes.
yeah. So, do you think you could play like five on the side while you start one?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay,
You're not going to
got it,
really
got it.
understand what happened. I think you should start with 4. If you're going to go in that direction, you start with 4 and then play 5.
Okay, okay. I see. Got it. All right. Any other games?
Uh, have you
Not at the
guys
moment.
have you guys played any of the FromSoft games like Dark Souls,
Oh yeah,
That's just the
Sekiro,
Souls one,
Bloodborne?
right?
I mean, there's Dark
Sekiro.
Yeah.
Souls, Sekiro, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I've played Dark Souls, 3. I have not gotten that far.
You should stream playing it though, because I do want to watch more people play Dark Souls. Because um,
Yeah.
I think Dark Souls is one of those experiences where like it's really hard. Right? Like, I get it, but the feeling
Mhm.
you get when you beat a boss in that game, it feels better than the feeling of beating a boss in most other games to me.
I I will say, Sekiro has felt like physically like one of the best games to play. Like when you like
Hundred
do your
percent.
combos properly, it's like unbelievable. It's amazing. Obviously, I haven't gotten that far just because like I haven't had the time to invest into it.
Mm.
But it's definitely one of those games that I want to like really get good at for sure.
Bro, Sekiro is like one of those games where you're getting attacked like constantly, consistently by the enemy, the boss, right? And then the
Yeah,
feeling that you get when you parry every single one of their hits, it's just you
yeah,
feel like unstoppable.
dude, you feel like Daigo. You know the Daigo parry?
Yeah, yeah.
Remember? Yeah, you feel unstoppable. You feel like
Oh,
it's
that is
awesome.
one thing I do want to get into though. Like fighting games, like I feel like
Yeah,
as a group we haven't played much fighting games. Like I know Nicholas played Smash for a while, but like platform fighting games are very different from like 2D fighting games. Now Nicholas and I
Mhm.
did like get into Tekken also at one point. Um, I played
Yeah,
like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 for like half an hour. But yeah,
yeah.
fighting games are a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's just not something I've played just because like,
Mhm.
haven't really had an opportunity. And like from before I just thought I didn't like fighting games, even though that's not necessarily true. So
Mhm.
I just never have like picked it up. I know you played with like my brother, I think, a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah.
It's definitely fun when everyone's on the same skill level.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah, that's the thing, yeah.
that Tekken tournament we did with Andrew, like building that whole like thing,
Yeah.
bracket and everything. That was sick.
Yeah.
because everyone was pretty
He's got
terrible.
what happened?
Everyone was pretty terrible. Like I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus, he's played Tekken for a while. Andrew, he started playing when we started playing, but like he just has such a high natural affinity for fighting games that like he was gonna get better than us. Like there was no way we were gonna keep up, right? He is like a pro like fighting game player. So like it was cool. Like those two they were high up there, but like when we were playing, right, like us, like George, Scott, and all that stuff, like it was pretty even, like fighting rounds.
I'm definitely down to pick it up again if you want, but it's definitely just hard to get into.
I just don't like Tekken 8.
But we'll Tekken 7.
Tekken 7 is a lot of fun. I like Tekken 7 a lot more than Tekken 8.
Alrighty. Um, I have one more game here. Well, a couple, but like two, three. But what this one I think we should at least mention. Even though I have played it a little bit, but not enough to really have an opinion on it. Persona, just the series in general.
Uh, it's crazy. I've put a lot of hours, a lot of hours into Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5 Golden. I haven't
Yeah,
gotten like close to beating either game.
they're very long.
They're very
Very long.
long.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely cool as a concept.
Persona is a very influential series. I played what do you call it, Metaphor Refantasio off of Marcelo's account, but I didn't get that far in the game.
What is that?
It's a new game by Atlas, like the same makers of Persona.
Ah, I see. Okay. There's also some other like AAA series that we didn't mention, like Witcher and God of War.
I
Um,
haven't played any Witcher, and I haven't played any God of War.
Yeah.
that's fair. My brother loves God of War, especially the new ones.
Mm.
And I can definitely agree. They're very good.
Wait, how old is
Witcher
your
I've also
brother?
played though. Right now,
Yeah,
he recently turned 16 on Halloween.
it's crazy because the original God of War games are older than he is.
Yeah, yeah. Um, man, he has played some of the originals.
Mm.
Because he has a PSP as well. So you know what's crazy? I sometimes forget that bro just bought a PSP.
He just has one.
He just has one. I forget he has them. It's crazy.
Oh, what about Mega
But yeah.
Man?
Oh man, my brother loves
I
Mega
like
Man,
Battle
but
Network.
what happened? Oh, Battle Network.
Mega Man Battle
Yeah,
Network. That one's really
Battle
fun.
Network is so good. I
But
remember it.
I don't know if you consider it a Mega Man game, even though
nah.
it is Mega
To
Man.
me, like I think Battle Network's like the only Mega Man game that I've played that like I've played thoroughly. Like I did not beat the
Yeah.
original Mega Man games.
No, because the platformers,
Hmm.
dude, they're hard as shit. They're actually legitimately difficult.
Yeah, it's not just like difficulty, but it's also like old platformers I just don't enjoy that much. But like Battle
Yeah, yeah,
Network was like
yeah,
so much fun to me.
yeah. I agree completely. Battle Network is completely different. It's very.
They have good music.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I actually should go back and listen to that because I've forgotten a lot of the shit. One thing I do want to mention about Pokemon is some of the spin-offs. Some of the spin-offs of Pokemon have been really good. Like Pokemon Conquest, uh, is like one of my favorite games. Like
Conquest is
it's just
definitely cool,
turn-based.
but I've
Yeah,
never played it. It's just a cool
yeah.
concept.
I,
I don't know.
I got really far into it, and it was super fun. So if you guys feel interested, try Conquest.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon Rangers. That was another one.
I love Rangers. I think Pokemon Rangers is like just amazing.
You also
It's one
can't
of my
recreate it
favorite.
like because of the DS stylus
Yeah,
system. Like the game
yeah,
would not translate to the Switch.
exactly. Crazy. It's something really special for sure. Rangers one of my favorite. There's also what is that other one? The one where you go into dungeons.
Pokemon
Uh,
Mystery Dungeon.
oh, Mystery
Mystery
Dungeon.
Dungeon.
I love
Yeah.
Mystery Dungeon.
I haven't played any Mystery Dungeon games.
I
What
played
do
them
you guys think?
briefly.
Nicholas?
Sorry, what?
Have you played any Mystery Dungeon games?
I played Ruby, I think it's called.
Or Mystery. I know Mystery and Red and Blue were a thing.
Yeah, Red and Blue.
Um,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm dying right now.
Yeah, it's fair. It's late.
yeah,
We should wrap this up then.
We've been talking for I think
All right.
2.5 hours.
yeah. We've been going for a while.
We've been talking for a while. Yeah. All right. Well, for the 3 people that are watching, aka us, watching ourselves, um, peace.
Later.